For the Houston Astros, one definitely got away yesterday. As for today, it's the 19th and final opportunity for the Stros to put a hurt on the Oakland A's. Dallas Keuchel takes that shot against right-hander Jason Hammel. Hi, everybody. Alan Ashby and Jeff Blum with you. Julia Morales joins in just a little while, and yesterday was a tough one. How much does a game like that impact this Astros team now with 20 games to play on the rest of the schedule?
I'm actually curious to see how that's going to affect them. I know they played great. Scott Feldman did a good job. Chad Qualls having his issues with the Oakland A's, evident last night. They took advantage of it. But I'm really curious to see how this new Astros team is going to bounce back from this, and they've got the right guy on the mound tonight.
That right guy is Dallas Keuchel going to the mound today. He's been great against the league. He's also been absolutely terrific against these Oakland A's.
Yeah, and that's not easy to do. We know how well the Oakland Athletics have been playing against the Houston Astros, but this year Dallas Keuchel has been dominant against some guys who have cropped up and caused some issues for those Houston Astros, but he's doing a great job. Coco Crisp has fantastic numbers all around against the Astros, but Dallas Keuchel shutting them down from that right-hand side. Lefties are going to have a tough time. The batting average against is very good for Dallas Keuchel, but does a good job working that fastball slider combination. Doesn't really go to the changeup too often, but he's actually getting stronger late in the season with velocity picking up on that fastball, and he's going to it a lot more often now here in the season.
The A's had the last laugh again yesterday as they won another late one against the Astros. Can Jose Altuve and Chris Carter keep their bats cracking enough to give the A's some well-deserved payback? Lineups and first pitch are on the way when we return.
From different countries and different walks of life. Two men, different yet the same. United by position, by perseverance, by passion, and by the place they play.
Right center field, that's number 3,000.
Two men on a collision course with history.
Back-to-back 4-hit games for Jose Altuve. 193.
Two superstars. Two Houston heroes. One record.
We welcome you back to Oakland, HOU Coliseum, where the Astros and A's face off for just one last time in 2014. The Astros looking to take this series today. They have a chance, and we're so close to having the chance to sweep with them after coming so close to yesterday's game. Despite lack of offense, though, only 4 hits by this Astros lineup yesterday. And Tom Lawless, the interim manager, said earlier, I don't want to take anything away from Scott Kazmir, what he was able to do, but we do need this team to step up. Other than Chris Carter and Jose Altuve, the team isn't getting it done offensively, and we need some other guys to really step up. Even the lineup's a little different. And for more on that, I'm going to toss it up to the guys in the booth. Alan Ashby, Jeff Blum.
Thanks a lot, Julia. Beautiful day here in Oakland as these two clubs set to meet for the final time on the year. 19 meetings between the two clubs. The Astros had a shot yesterday to win their 8th on the year. It did not happen with a rough 9th inning, but the Astros will now take that shot to win their 8th on the year this afternoon, and they have it in the hands of Dallas Keuchel. A very good opportunity. They also go against Jason Hammel, 9-year veteran for the Oakland A's, and he has been pitching very well recently, the last 5 starts in particular for these Oakland A's. The lineup for the Astros this afternoon for Tom Lawless, brought to you by Jack in the Box. Jake Marisnick makes a move in the order. He bats first, followed by Jose Altuve and Dexter Fowler. Middle 3, Chris Carter. Just one back on the home run lead in the league. Jason Castro does the catching, and at third base, Marwin Gonzalez. And the bottom 3, John Singleton at first. At short, Gregorio Petit and Alex Presley gets a start in left field.
Right-hander Jason Hammel going for the Oakland Athletics. Came over in that Samardzija deal from the Cubs. And you talked about it, Ash. He's got 10 starts for the Oakland Athletics. First 5 not so good. 1-4 record, 7.83 ERA. But in those last 5 starts through August, 1-1 record, 2.86 ERA, and that's kind of getting back to the normal for Jason Hammel. Does a good job when he's effective with that sinking fastball that he has.
You look at those overall numbers, just 137 hits allowed in over 150 innings. So he's been really good in that regard, but there was a tendency, I think, as he's delivered his first pitch for a strike here this afternoon, to feel like maybe the A's got maybe the wool pulled over their eyes in picking up Jason Hammel. Although now pitching like the guy I'm sure the A's hoped they were getting. 66 degrees as we start play this afternoon. Much more pleasant feel here in the booth. I'm sure down on the field it might be a little on the chilly side. Julia can tell us more about that in a while. And a 1-2 count now on Jake Marisnick. Marisnick struggling with the bat here in recent times, 0 for his last 9.
I thought it was great to hear Julia talking about Tom Lawless saying it can't just be the Altuve Carter show. You've got to have some other guys stepping up. I like that.
Yeah, I think that's clear cut, and Jason Marisnick gets the chance to lead off here this afternoon. Down on strikes looking, and 1 out now for Hammel.
Number 27.
That's a good sinker running back over that outside corner.
Jose
Altuve. Like that
Altuve.
thing's off the plate a little bit on. I thought it was a pretty good pitch.
Certainly one of those pitches close enough with 2 strikes that as a hitter you have to be willing to expand on. Jose Altuve has hit in 13 straight. That's a career high for Jose. Leads the majors with that .340 batting average. Picked up a double in yesterday's ball game. Little bouncer right over the bag at third, down the left field side, drove in a couple of runs. Shoots one down the right field side. Well, it really has been the Jose Altuve and Chris Carter show. And now how do you start expanding beyond those 2 guys?
There's nothing the coaching staff can do. It's on each individual in that lineup. Not that they're not trying to, but at some point somebody else has got to step up.
Altuve hits one in the air, right center field, backing under and making the play. Coco Crisp, 2 down here in the first inning. It'll bring up Dexter Fowler.
That'll be Coco's 3rd start in center field for the Oakland Athletics. We'll see who's alongside him out there. Johnny Gomes out in left. Greg Gentry in right field. That seems to be the standard against left-handed pitching. Around the infield, you've got Donaldson at third, Lowry at short, Perino out at second base, Nate Fryman at first base, and Giovanni Soto making his first appearance of the series for the Oakland A's.
No, Blummer, we talked a little bit in the open about yesterday's loss and the impact for the Astros. They're a young ball club. It's not a great season if you just compile the numbers, and yet it's a huge improvement over last year. So you can see where emotions could be on both sides of that coin. But does a game like yesterday have an impact that can hurt this ball club now the rest of the year?
I don't think so. They played well enough to win that ball game. It was just a couple of hits that beat them, and against a team that they've got a history of being beat late in the game against. I don't think it's going to have that much of an effect or impact in that dugout.
Okay, so let's take it a little more specific. How about for Chad Qualls?
I think there might be some issues. And you know what? I know, and you knew when you played, which guys annihilated you. As far as a pitcher, you knew there were days where you're going up against a guy you're 0 for 20 against. You're like, here we go again. Whether it's a psychological thing or just a pure ownership thing, it's the Oakland A's for Chad Qualls. It just does not have successful outings against them this year.
So if you're Chad Qualls, a veteran who's had great success in the big leagues, and he's pitched well this year.
I think he's pitched really well for you. I mean, on a team, he was supposed to be a setup guy. Yep. Now being thrust into that closer spot, I think he's done well.
No question, and I wanted to make sure to get that out.
I agree.
But does that have an impact on him as fouls went off? To the point where you feel like, and this is the final game between these two teams on the year, but against the Oakland A's, is it maybe better to bring somebody else into that closer's role?
Maybe. But I think, the first couple times you're like, wow, I'm snake bit against these guys. The third or fourth time you're going, this is it. It's got to change eventually.
Well, this is it for the first inning. A couple of strikeouts, both looking for Jason Hamill. We're scoreless after a half an inning. Scoreless after a half an inning of play. We go to the athletics portion of the first inning now as you see some of the veterans with the Oakland A's getting it loose. It'll be Coco Crisp in the top spot, followed by Craig Gentry and Josh Donaldson. Middle three in the order, Derek Norris, he's the DH. Johnny Gomes in left field and Jed Lowry at short. And the bottom three, Nate Fryman at first, doing the catching, Giovanni Soto, and at second, Andy Perino.
For your Houston Astros, left-hander Dallas Keuchel, a pretty good guy to have on the mound after what happened last night. A rough loss, but have him going on this getaway day. Hoping for a happy flight. Got the right guy out there. 10-9 on the season, 3 ERA. Pitches well today. He has a chance to sink under that 3 mark and do what Colin McHugh is doing and having a 2-point-something ERA, which is pretty impressive on the season. 178 innings. Looking to get to that 200 mark by the end of September.
You know, I think there's a tendency for a lot of people in baseball to just kind of take cursory glances at numbers. And when you look at Dallas Keuchel's numbers, they say that he's 10-9. So, okay, well, he pitched okay on a ball club that maybe wasn't that strong. First pitch, or rather the first out, comes via the ground ball. What's new with Dallas Keuchel is Crisp grounds out. It brings up Craig Gentry. But my point is, you go deeper into the numbers, and Dallas Keuchel, in my opinion, and I think yours has had a spectacular season.
I couldn't agree more. I mean, Colin McHugh is probably one of the biggest surprises in that rotation, but this guy's got to be a strong second. Kind of that back end rotation, left-hander that you're trying to put in to break up some of the right-handers in your rotation. He stepped up and become that number one.
He's gone at least 7 innings 7 times in his last 8 starts. And that's just kind of a continuation of what Dallas Keuchel has done over the course of the year. That's the guy you want to run out to the mound. That's the leader of a staff that just keeps going deep into ball games and gives you a chance to win.
Speaking of going deep into games, he's got 5 complete games, 4 complete games this year.
5 complete games.
Is he leading the American League?
Leads the American League only left-hander with the Dodgers.
That big
pretty
Cy
good
Young,
one. Yeah,
Clayton
that
Kershaw.
guy, Clayton Kershaw. He's the only guy with more than Dallas Keuchel this year.
Well, how about Jose Altuve, what he's doing, the potential of Chris Carter leading in home runs, and then this guy leading in complete games on a team who's going to finish 4th in the division.
Yeah, that's really a good point. I wonder how much talk there will be about Dallas Keuchel when all the awards start coming out at the end of the year. I don't know how much focus there will be on Dallas, and that's kind of why I bring up what I was bringing up about him to begin with. Well, 10-9. Okay pitcher, but way better than the 10-9 would indicate.
King Felix won a Cy Young with not a very good winning win-loss record.
He had established himself, and people were watching him. It may take until next year for people to watch Dallas Keuchel in that vein.
Yeah, they want to see it happen more often. King Felix already established himself, having a good year himself, but around the outfield for Dallas Keuchel, tracking down some of those flies, will be Alex Presley in left, Fowler in center, Jake Mrazek in right. New left side of the infield for the Astros today. Margot goes in at third. Gregorio Petit at shortstop. Jose Altuve and John Singleton on the right. Jason Castro back behind the dish on this day game.
So with 2 outs, brings up Josh Donaldson, the third baseman. See that body gets started early, and Keuchel finds a way to change the pace. Speaking of Felix Hernandez, Blummer, rub it in our noses if you need to. He starts tomorrow's opener in that 3-game series at Seattle.
Oof.
Well, that's a tough series when you face Felix Hernandez, Roenis Elias, and Hisashi Iwakuma.
Well, don't forget about that big rookie left-hander they got, Paxton, who's I wanted to actually see him pitch in person, but he's doing quite well in that rotation too.
Good pitching staff, no question.
Their bullpen, good grief.
Breaking ball grounded third base side, a fair ball. Marwin with the long throw, and a 1-2-3 first for Dallas Keuchel. We're scoreless after 1. Jack in the Box. Right now at Jack in the Box, try Jack's new spicy chicken club combo for just $4.99 plus tax. And by AT&T UVerse TV, find out what's possible with AT&T. Call 1-800-PIC-ATT. Mobilizing your world. Nothing challenging about that.
There's Brownie.
Brownie, come on back. I think we might be a losing cause there in trying to get him back. In the second inning, Chris Carter leads it off. He'll be followed by Jason Castro and Marwin Gonzalez. Carter's hitting 5 straight. But take a look at column number 2. 36 bombs on the year. 1 back of the leader. Just could not have guessed this was going to happen for Chris Carter. Trailing only Nelson Cruz, who has 37. Carter pops it up on the right side. Nate Fryman in foul territory. And the first out here in the second. That'll bring up 5-hitter Jason Castro. He has hit in 6 straight.
Number 15, Jason Castro.
And just to stay on Chris Carter a bit, he leads the major leagues in home runs and slugging and RBIs, 3rd in OPS since July 1st. That's how good Chris Carter has been. Castro has the batting average up to .230 with that 6-game hitting streak. Lines one to right, make it 7 games. And Jason Castro's right back at home here in the Oakland area. His home, Castro Valley, just down south down the road.
Batting in the 6th position, third baseman, number 9, Marwin.
It's kind of that happy spot for lefties, down. So much easier to get the barrel to the ball when it's down in the zone. Good piece of hitting by Castro.
With Castro aboard, it brings up Marwin Gonzalez.
And Hamill's a guy that pitches around 60% of the time with his fastball.
Marwin getting the start today at third base. Of course, we're accustomed to him at shortstop. He's been bothered by a hamstring injury for some time now. Has continued to play well at shortstop, getting an occasional day off. And now in September, you've got the call-ups. Petit gets the start at short today. And I would assume, Blummer, that it's just the chance to get Marwin's bat in there at the same time. Let Petit show off what he can do at short.
Yeah, give Domingo a day off against a tough right-handed pitcher of late. But Lawless is a new manager. He's going to go down there and try and mix things up and find out a way to get, like you just said, getting Margot's bat in there, get Gregorio Petit in there.
You know, you can come in as a new manager and start asking everybody, what about this guy and what are the strengths of this guy and all that sort of thing. But I think you also want to get your eyes on guys, the different things they do well. Nice job by the catcher Soto to keep this one in front. And I would imagine for Tom Lawless right now, that's kind of what's going on. He needs to see guys in different spots.
Well, it's a tough job for Tom Lawless. He is, quote unquote, the interim manager. Jeff Luhnow has said that they're going to go out and start interviewing guys at the end of the season. Yes, Tom Lawless will be a part of that process, but at the same time, does he treat it like a spring training event where he wants to throw guys out there? He wants to compete against these contenders, but there's no guarantee for him going into next year. So is it smart on his behalf to start just really, you know, manipulating the lineup the way he wants, or going out there and playing the guys he wants, or the way Jeff Luhnow wants to see guys out there?
Marwin lines one to short. Alertly back to the bag is Castro. Out number 2 as Marwin stings it. It'll bring up John Singleton.
Well, it's kind of an awkward position, but I think that Lawless has some good input. And I feel that relationship between him and Jeff Luhnow is pretty good to be able to have them talk it out and maybe try some different lineups here in September to see what they can make work.
So if you're Tom Lawless, how do you approach this month? Is it, do you just be yourself? Do you?
Yeah, you got to. I mean, that's you got. He's having an interview process right now. I mean, he's got a leg up on guys who are going to come in the offseason.
Is there any way to fake that month as the manager?
Fake it? How would you fake it?
Try to act the way it's perceived that a manager is supposed.
We know you can be one way in the office, but when that game is going on, your personality is going to come out.
Yep.
So I don't think faking anything is a good idea. And I don't think this guy, he's been around long enough to know that being himself is probably going to do himself more good.
Well, who is Tom Lawless? Is he just a bat flipper, or who is he?
I think he likes the big stage.
Apparently he does.
I'd love it if he if he had a chance to have some, put a sign on the board, early work tomorrow. Every hitter there, mandatory. And then he shows a couple of highlights of that and takes them out there and shows them how to show a good bat flip. I think that'd be great. Loosen the guys up a little bit. That was one of the more entertaining videos I've ever seen.
Just outside, 2-1 the count. So if you haven't seen it, this is Tom Lawless.
That's right.
Back when?
I went deep.
See how far he walked from home plate before he did the bat flip?
What you don't see out of the corner is the bat boy went down in a heap after he took it off the skull.
Well, you see, when you hit a lot of home runs, you know when it's gone.
That or the bat boy called for a fair catch. That thing was up there a while.
He may have done that either way. Pitch is popped up on the infield. So Singleton pops it up. Behind the mound, it's the shortstop, Lowry, making the call and the catch. That'll do it for the Astros. They get a hit from Castro and strand him.
Astros and the A's. Get your running shoes out and join us for the Badges and Bases 10K, 5K run on Saturday the 27th at Minute Maid Park, presented by the Astros and Houston Police Foundations. There's also a kids fun run for all ages, or 12 and under. Participants will receive a commemorative t-shirt. Register at astros.com/race. Guys.
Thanks, Julia. We go to the bottom of the second inning here in Oakland, the HOU Coliseum. Dallas Keuchel going after his 11th win on the year. He'll face Derek Norris, Johnny Gomes, and Jed Lowry here in the second. Derek Norris, close to that everyday catcher. This afternoon he is the DH. In Dallas Keuchel starts this year, 26 of them. The Astros have gone 14-12. That's a stat that can be quite telling, but at the same time may not mean a whole lot when you've got a club that's not scoring a lot of runs in your starts. And that's been the case for Dallas a number of times. Broken bat ground ball to shortstop. Petit with the play. He has a good arm. And out number one.
It would also be interesting to see how many of those games he left with a lead too.
That's another good point. And the bullpen has had more than their fair share of blown saves this year. That'll bring up 5-hitter Johnny Gomes.
A couple of losses where he gave up 2 runs, 3 runs. 2 unearned runs.
Dallas Keuchel, the first Astros pitcher to pick up 5 or more complete games in a season. Another ground ball right on the hands was that pitch. Marlin with the play. 2 ground ball outs. That's 4 already on the afternoon for Dallas Keuchel, as he leads by a wide margin in ground ball outs induced by pitchers this year. That's around the major leagues. But again, Dallas, first Astros pitcher to record 5 or more complete games in a single season since some pretty good names. Darryl Kyle, who had 6. Mike Hampton had 7, both of those in 1997. So you're talking very good company here. Jed Lowry stands in, switch hitter, batting right-handed. And it was Lowry with the game winner yesterday, batting left-handed. Just rolled a slow ground ball through the left side. That shift will steal a lot of hits at times. It'll also provide hits through areas left open, and that's what Lowry picked up yesterday. Over 3.5 ground balls to every fly ball out induced by Dallas Keuchel this year. You'll run through streaks with guys that might be a little bit fluky, streaky, but with Dallas, it's been all season long.
Yeah, no, I was looking at his ERAs month by month, and he hasn't had anything over a 3.58. So I mean, that's having a pretty good season. Month of April, a 3.56. That great month of May that he had, where he went 4-2 with a 2.14. June, he had a 3.0 flat ERA, and then 3.58, and then here 3.2 ERA.
Back to the mound. Dallas can also wield the leather. He's done very well with that this year. 3 ground ball outs were scoreless after 2.
And time for you to tweet your photos using hashtag CSNHFanPhoto for a chance to have it shown in an upcoming broadcast that's brought to you by AT&T. We'll see Gregorio Petit come up first, and a former Oakland A who hasn't been to O.co since 2009. It's really taken him that long to just get back to the big leagues. He made his debut in 2008 with the A's and played through 2009, and then it's been a long road in between. Several different teams, lots of years in the minors, a tough knee injury, but he has made it back, and this was a good chance for him to reflect on how hard it is, not just to get up to the big leagues, but to stay, guys.
Thanks, Julia. And Jeff Lum made that point yesterday that it really is more difficult to stay here for most guys than it is to get here to begin with. Real challenge. Sometimes it just comes down to opportunities. Guys, we've seen plenty of guys through the years who had all the ability to play in the big leagues, just never got that genuine opportunity.
Yeah, you got to be in the right organization at the right time. But yeah, it's exactly opportunity.
And then when you do get the opportunity, seize it.
I think that falls into the category of staying.
Yep.
Because you got to turn somebody's head in this league if you're going to stick around for a while.
Bottom line, it's a business, and You produce or they'll find somebody else. Pop fly, long run, and coming up shy is the second baseman. That's Perino. Those mounds can make life just miserable down either side for the infielders and outfielders.
And you know what? We talk about internal clocks as far as maybe infielders more often than not, when to get rid of the ball to get the out. But there's an internal clock, too, that says I've been running for a half an hour, and I know the mound is over there somewhere, so I'm just going to go down. And I'm sure Perino was feeling that, knowing he ran a long way and recognizing that mound was coming up on him pretty quick. Probably went down prematurely when he might have had a chance to step and make that play, but it's just not fair to go running that far and still be on your feet.
You've got that high sky here, the bright sun. You're chasing, as you say, forever. Are you able to glance and take your eyes off the ball and see where the mound is?
In a perfect world, yes, but a lot of times during these day games, especially here at Oakland, where there's not a cloud in the sky and you might lose track of that ball, you don't want to take your eye off it.
Now that's kind of what it looks like. Just brighten it up quite a bit. Burn out your retinas and then chase the ball. Petit lays off. 2-2 the count.
It could be a huge issue if you have light eyes.
I understand it can be that, and you've had your doctor check you out, and you've got the same doctor as Josh Hamilton.
Well, now that
right?
Hamilton's in Anaheim, I go see his eye doctor, and I've got all kinds of contacts and different polarized lenses.
Petit gets a piece of another one.
But a long line of doctors' excuses lined up for me.
You're able to actually get off of work on occasions because of that light eye syndrome, right?
Not anymore. Not anymore.
You've worn that one out, huh?
Yeah, I've used that one. I can't go to it anymore. I go to the well too many times.
They appeal, do not get the swing. That'll run it to 3-2. Gregorio Petit leads off here in the third inning, followed by Alex Presley and Jake Marisnick at the top.
Borderline right there. It was a lot closer than I thought it would be.
Right-hander Jason Hamill to the plate. Fastball hit in the air left field. Glasses gleaming in left for Johnny Gomes as he makes what turns out to be a tough catch.
A tough field to play here in that high sky. And you can see we got a forecast coming up. It's our last day here in Oakland, and it has been beautiful today. No Ashby's again. Big happy face right there. But things might change a little bit up there in the Northwest. Tomorrow there's a slight chance of the Ashby's. You see that look getting a little bit grimmer going in. That Tuesday afternoon, maybe a couple of clouds, some Ashby's. But today, what do we got, Ash?
Well, we've got a gorgeous hairdo, a lot of big smile on the face. Mr. Happy Handsome there is feeling good about his forecast. Yeah, okay.
We're going to see how that turns out when it gets a little more moist up north.
Yeah, I don't know how this happened, but I'm good.
These guys are on my payroll now.
Yeah.
I'm gonna start paying them pretty good, taking them out to dinner.
Do you use that green board? What's it called? The
green screen?
The green screen, yeah.
Yeah, I've got to get better at that.
Where you can kind of point down to this area and that area. And,
yeah. They can show me flying over the U.S.
The national weather. Yeah. You and Al Roker.
Yeah. You could be my mentor.
Well, I thought you were going to mentor him. I mean, at this stage, you should be ready for that.
It's a work in progress, Ash.
Okay, well, keep us advised on the weather.
I have to change product up there.
It's a curious world we live in. 1-2 the count. Presley starts the bat. And again, the appeal yields nothing for the A's. Presley just getting back in action. Has been in a couple of ball games in left field. Had himself a plate appearance yesterday. Good player. But spent a long time on the DL with that rib cage type injury. Intercostal. Now, I have to admit, back however many decades ago it was that I played,
several,
that we weren't aware that we had intercostal muscles. Just, in fact, we may not have had them. Yeah, that induced that serious look.
I almost said something I might have regretted right there. I'm glad discretion is the better part of valor.
See, those guys are all aware that they have intercostal muscles, but
they actually work out in the offseason.
Yeah. See, so you almost went to you guys didn't have any muscles at all.
I was going to say you can't pull fat.
Yeah, that's right. That used to always be the line of a couple of teammates of mine. I won't even go any further there as Presley strikes out. Third strikeout now for Hamill. 2 outs. Jake Marisnick comes to the plate. It's always nice to have you have my back.
Well, I don't want you to blow out.
See, Julia Morales has never pulled an intercostal muscle, to my knowledge anyway.
She's in better shape than half the guys in that dugout.
Look, I understand that. And she's certainly in better shape than the boys of summer that I hung around with.
Well, I thought you were going to say us, and I was
no.
I
don't even own a bus to throw anybody under. Strike on the outside edge. 0-2 the count. Marisnick was caught looking back in the first inning. 0 for his last 10.
Got some strike throwing going on between these two guys, Hamill and Keuchel.
Chin music.
Well, Marisnick dives a little bit towards the plate, and then you get that running fastball up around your chin. Watch out. Yeesh.
Boy, you're trying to prove yourself. That turn, by the way, was a little tardy there by Jake Marisnick as he fouls off the breaking ball. If you're going to turn that late, you've waited too long. It's tough. You're trying to listen to your hitting coaches and get the job done, stay on the baseball, and then comes the fastball up and in.
Then you're going to watch your soup coolers.
Line shot, that's going to drop in right center field. Solid base hit, and it scoots and goes to the wall. Marisnick with good speed into second, has a double, first extra base hit of the ball game. Second hit for Houston, comes with 2 outs and brings up Jose Altuve.
Great swing by Marisnick, too. Usually a guy that's kind of in and out of the zone pretty quick, but this was a good pitch down and away from Hamill. He just went with it up the middle over that second baseman's head. I mean, that's the kind of stuff you're trying to work on in BP. You'd get locked back in. Hopefully that's the one that gets Marisnick going. Scoring position now with 2 outs.
Double number 5 for Jake Marisnick. He's in scoring position. Altuve at the plate.
That was kind of selfish right there, wishing he'd gone for third, but smart move staying at second with the 2 guys coming up behind him.
Yeah, that old golden rule that says don't get thrown out on the bases for that final out of the inning. The thing with Marisnick is he can score on any base hit that gets past the infield. This one's not going to do that. 2 hopper to short, Lowry with the play, and that'll do it for Houston in the third. No runs a hit, the double by Marisnick as he is stranded. Jose Altuve not happy about things.
Ladies and gentlemen, please direct your attention to Diamond Vision. It's the
Feldman.
Yeah, he was a tough luck pitcher in that game yesterday when Chad Qualls came in and gave up that lead. A couple of his runs were given up in that ninth inning also as a part of that loss for the Houston Astros. But on a whole, 8 1/3 innings, only gave up 2 earned runs on 7 hits. Not 1 walk and 6 strikeouts. Got his ERA under 4. But yeah, you got to give credit where credit is due, and he did a fantastic job yesterday.
Hugely disappointing when it was all said and done. And you know, we were talking about as Scott went off yesterday, you could see some frustration, maybe some anger. I felt like maybe it was internal about himself, letting that inning even have a possibility of getting started.
Yeah, he got that one out in the ninth, and then 2 guys got on. I think he was incredibly frustrated about that.
Keuchel gets a rare ground ball and an out. Already 6 ground ball outs induced by Dallas Keuchel. He struck out the other man.
You sound shocked.
That's kind of like your weather report. I was anticipating something other today. Giovanni Soto, the catcher, will stand in. He's the 8-hitter. To be followed by Andy Perino here in the 3rd inning. And Dallas Keuchel, like Scott Feldman yesterday, getting ahead in the count. And that's really helped change things around the way the Oakland A's hitters go at their business.
Yeah, they're notorious for being a ball club that takes a lot of pitches, works counts, trying to force pitchers out of the game with high pitch counts in about the 4th, 5th innings. But for whatever reason, yesterday, with the amount of strikes that Feldman was throwing, they attacked early and often. First time through the order, they may be trying to be patient to wait out Dallas Keuchel, but he's aggressive in the zone. They may have to change that the second go around.
I love the pacing of Dallas Keuchel. Scott Feldman employed it well yesterday. I think young pitchers or veteran pitchers for that matter, that struggle really should take a closer look at a guy like Dallas Keuchel. Mark Burley, you played behind him. How positive that could make things for everybody on the field.
Yeah, you can't say enough about what it does as a defender when your pitcher is going after that strike zone and doing it quickly.
Well, Soto fails to ground out. He strikes out. Second strikeout now for Dallas Keuchel. 2 down for Andy Perino.
Now batting, number 12, Andy Perino.
Perino, the second baseman this afternoon, hitting just 146. 0 for his last 13. And just outside is Keuchel at the knees.
Probably hit better if he lost an ear flap.
He's sporting the 2-flap helmet.
Yeah, I always felt I wore that thing for 4.5 years in the minor leagues. As soon as I got to the show, being a switch hitter, I asked for 2 helmets. I was not going to go back to that double ear flap.
Well, when you're a big star, you can get the 2 helmets. Other guys maybe have to go with the 1. I remember when I first came to the big leagues, guys were still wearing the regular non-flapped helmet in some cases.
I thought you were going to say the leather one.
Yeah, that too. That was Jim Brown you're thinking of. Another strikeout for Dallas Keuchel. A couple in this 3rd inning. Another 1-2-3 frame. He has faced just 9 through 3.
Marathon Oil Corporation presents Friday Night Fireworks for the last time in 2014 on September 19th after the Astros play the Seattle Mariners. Get tickets at 1-877-9-ASTROS or go to astros.com.
Always a good show after the ball games. Dexter Fowler leads off here in the fourth. Takes the ball from right-hander Jason Hamill. Fowler will be followed by Chris Carter and Jason Castro. The Astros with 2 hits on the afternoon, and those are the only 2 hits of the ball game. Second inning single by Jason Castro, extending his hitting streak to 7 games, and then a 3rd inning double by Jake Marisnick, his 5th of the season, snapping an 0 for 10 for Jake. Are we living in an internet-free zone here?
Yeah, it's crashed because everybody's trying to check their fantasy football scores.
Well, that's what's happening now. Okay. Yeah, we'll go it.
It just wouldn't be the HOU.co if we didn't have some kind of internal issue.
We'll go at 1980s right here.
Fake McBride at the plate.
Nice. Dexter fouls another back. 2-2 the count. Dexter hitting .270, has 8 homers on the year. We've mentioned it. 19th meeting between these two clubs this year. The final time they will meet. Dexter Fowler has the 3rd hit of the afternoon. Jogs it on down to first base. Leadoff single as Chris Carter comes to the plate, and Julio Morales is the one we turn to.
That's right. I've got the Geico quote of the day. It's from Bob Melvin. On pitching around Chris Carter, we've got to pitch pretty carefully around him, and sometimes there's no place to put him. Not only is he having a great year, but he's having a better year against us and changed a lot of games against us. Anybody who is that hot, you have to take a look and try to do something differently and not let them beat you. Guys, one of the moments that stood out about yesterday's game was when they intentionally walked him. The fans here cheering for them walking Carter.
Carter had beaten them the night before, and big 2-run home run, and he had 3 RBIs in that game. So yeah, pretty smart on Bob Melvin's part to not let Carter be the guy to beat you again.
I like that last part of the quote. He can change games, and he has changed games, and that's why he's getting the respect.
Certainly changed games. Good breaking ball for a called strike. 1-1 the count. 36 bombs, 85 ribbies. It's not like Carter had never gone deep before, but Nelson Cruz has added to his home run total. 38 there. 29 bombs last year for Chris. I think a lot of us, as the season went a couple months in, even 3 months, April through June, starting to wonder, would Carter even get close to the 29 from last year? Well, he's gone there and just blown on by.
He's going to end up having as many home runs since July 1st as he did all of last year, it seems like.
He's going to be close in that category, isn't he?
Yeah, he's like 23, 24, isn't he, since July 1st, somewhere around there.
Yeah, it's been just a phenomenal, what you could call legitimate second half of the season for Chris. Strike 3 called, perfectly painted by Hamill, who again has been pitching great baseball now for the A's over his last 5 starts. Locked up in a scoreless ball game here in the 4th inning against not only the Astros, but Dallas Keuchel.
Well, Hamill's showing fantastic fastball command early in this game against these Astros, painting some outside corners and that lower outside third too down in the zone.
1 out for Jason Castro.
It's about time for Dexter to take off, isn't it?
Are you referring to the situation of this game or this point of the season?
No, this point of the season. We saw the 2 games we saw at Anaheim. he took a bag in each game, and it was in great spots to get in scoring position. I think that's what, for me personally, I'd like to see Dexter do a little bit more.
Well, he's had a quiet running game, no doubt. Fly ball right center field and deep. Going back is Crisp, just in front of the wall to make the catch. Second out here in the inning. Jason Castro having some good swings against Hamill.
It was a good pass. I thought at first it might have a chance to sneak into that gap, but Coco Crisp, healthy, making a play on the track.
Number 9, Gonzalez.
Look how steady those hands are before he pulls the trigger.
And that is a direct route to the baseball. That was a beautiful thing.
It's one of the things in watching Castro last year. He had those steady hands, and I thought, for me, that was why he was really putting together such a solid year. It hasn't worked quite to that extent this year. Marwin Gonzalez at the plate, stung one as he lined to shortstop in the second inning. Hamill, like so many pitchers on the course of the year, has his focus on Dexter Fowler when Dexter simply hasn't run all that much. The only 3 hits of the afternoon picked up by the Astros. And again, Hamill fires over. With today's game 20 remaining for the Astros. What do you think the guys that have been with the club for all or much of the season for Houston this year will take with them at the end of the year now? If they continue to play this type of baseball the remaining 20 games, is it a plus over the course of the year?
Absolutely. Saw what they did in the first maybe 30-40 games, and what they've done since has been great.
He's fishing on that fastball as Marwin Gonzalez 0-2 the count. Because I think for players, so much of the time you have to focus on your individual performance, and I think that takes over. But for the guys who really have that sense of team and the group cause, you have to feel like it's been a real plus. There goes Dexter. Going halfway through is Marwin Gonzalez down on strikes. Couple in the inning, 5 on the afternoon for Jason Hamill. has loosened it up. He'll face Coco Crisp, Craig Gentry, and Josh Donaldson. Coco Crisp, a guy who hurt himself just over a week ago, and that's what it looked like.
Good grief. Going into the wall hard. Watch the landing. I mean, it went from bad to worse with this right here, too. He had the ball in his glove and then loses it over the wall. And I'm not sure if Lester was disappointed the ball got out or center fielder almost died. But that was a tough fall.
Yeah, and it was a tough fall for the Oakland A's. They lost in a sweep to the Angels. Angels now with that 6-game lead, and in good part because of that series. 4 games, I believe, between the two teams, right?
I believe so. It's the beginning of a tough stretch. That was a nasty play.
Crisp hits a little tapper third base side foul. Ball and a strike. Dallas Keuchel has retired all 9 hitters he's faced, has picked up 3 strikeouts. When the A's have put it in play, it's been a ground ball every time. 6 ground ball outs. Left-hander doing what he has been doing so much of the season. That changeup is a big part of things. Everything on the ground except for 1 ground ball back to the mound has been to the left side. Coco Crisp just waving out in front. 2-2 the count. Another chopper on the third base side. Tough play from Marwin. And can't make it in time. You cannot get rid of the ball any more quickly than Marwin did on this play. Welcome into those who have been watching the Houston Texans in their post-game show. We're in Oakland, HOU Coliseum for the Oakland A's. The A's have just picked up their first hit, their first base runner of the afternoon. Coco Crisp with a little tapper on the third base side. And Marwin Gonzalez made a whale of an effort.
It was almost an incredible play.
So that breaks up the early no-hit bid. It brings up Craig Gentry. Houston Texans big winners today. It's Coco Crisp in that first knock of the afternoon for the A's. That release by Marwin Gonzalez.
Say just a barehanded thrower, pretty good.
Gentry a strikeout victim in the first. Wow. I hope that wasn't called on the pitch, was it?
I'm not sure. That is low.
That would seem a bit below the knees. Take a look from the side.
Maybe the deception of him going down in that bunting position, but
and this bunt is bunted foul. So 1-2 the count.
Interesting to see Gentry punt himself into a 2-strike count. You don't see that too often. Usually you give away 1 pitch to get 1 strike. Not too often you see a guy giving in and trying to bunt and giving himself 2 strikes.
Here's a reaction. Do you see it maybe more this time of the year when a team is battling to get into postseason play?
Well, I wonder if Melvin's over there going, okay, my offense has been pretty anemic of late. I'm facing a great pitcher in Dallas Keuchel. We're scraping for runs. Let's bunt now and try and force the issue.
Keuchel with that slide step that has enabled teams to steal just 1 bag against him this year.
Not sure why Marwin Gonzalez was playing in on that last pitch on a 2-strike count. There's really no. I hope there's no thought of Gentry bunting with 2 strikes.
There's the slide step, ground ball to short. They'll get 1. The relay from Altuve not in time. So the force play erases Coco Crisp. Leads the leading base stealer for the A's at first base in the person of Craig Gentry. 1 out for Josh Donaldson.
Pretty good turn on a speedy hitter in Gentry. Great job by Pettit.
Talking about Greg?
Yeah, Greg Pettit on the feed right here. Charged it, got rid of it quickly, and gave Altuve a fantastic feed. Well done, Greg.
You know what? Greg or Gregorio, whichever you prefer, has been pretty darn slick for the ball club. Josh Donaldson grounded out to third base. His only at bat back in the first inning. That was a pretty good looking pitch.
It was. Not good enough.
Apparently not, as Donaldson's at the plate.
You got to hit that spot when the window's open, not when it's closed.
Sometimes it gets closed on the big hitters. Not the best of swings by Donaldson. What is Deo all about at the ballpark?
Day game, Deo.
Okay. No, I've got nothing, so I'll run with that.
Beetlejuice is in the house.
I was really trusting you there, but Donaldson fouls it down the right side. 1-2 the count.
Sorry to break that trust.
Well, you know, the fact of the matter is that trust has been broken.
Deo really wasn't my era.
Yeah, but you're all about ballparks and the songs and everything that go on. Or is that Julia?
Julia, yeah. She's a little more contemporary as far as music and things like that.
Ball's hit in the air, left center field and deep. Going back, Fowler at the track, just shy of the wall. He'll make the catch. All the way to second base was Gentry. He'll retreat to first. So a long fly ball out, the first out recorded via the fly ball. And that'll bring up Derek Norris, the cleanup man.
Astros, Dynamo, Rockets, and more. You've got all your Houston sports news covered with Sportsnet Central weeknights at 6, 10, and midnight only on Comcast Sportsnet.
2 down, Norris at the plate. Infield single by Crisp. Got the inning started. And now you have to be aware of Craig Gentry. Again, he leads the A's in stolen bases. Donaldson's a guy that will let it go with the bat, no question.
Just missed it, too. Mistake by Keuchel up in the zone.
Just away. The corners are not expansive. Gentry 20 bags. Coco Crisp has 19. Eric Sogard 10. The only guys in double figures for the A's. The A's are 9th in the league in stolen bases. They have 77 collectively. Two and 1 the count. You know what, we've also, you and I were talking about this a little earlier off air. The A's are more inclined to swing the bat here in this series, I think, than we've seen them in years. 2-0 pitch, and you see Norris going after it. A lot of first pitch swinging. Ball is hit in the air, left center field. Over and in a bit is Presley. He'll make the catch. That'll do it for the A's in the 4th inning. They get a hit, though, and leave a man. We're scoreless.
The A's have partnered with
Top of the 5th. And our last Dollar Dog Thursday of 2014 is September 18th. Join us to see the Astros take on the Indians at 7:10 and scarf down some Dollar Dogs for the last time this season. When the Astros make their way to the Bay Area, it's no surprise when Barry Bonds shows up, a good friend of Dexter Fowler's who likes to work with him, and of course he is living in this area. But yesterday, around the cages, spending a lot of time with John Singleton. Hitting coach John Maley told me that there's some things they've been working on with Singleton, and so they discussed that with Barry, and he was just reiterating some things towards singing, and I asked John about those today, and basically he said he was blocking his front side. So what they did was they opened up his front foot positioning just a little bit in his stance. That would help him loosen up the hits, or just a little bit. It's nothing too major. I know you guys know a lot more about this than I do, but the point is to help him hit the ball, drive the ball to left center that way instead of popping up so much like he's been doing lately.
Thanks, Julia. Insightful. And I would imagine it would have been really interesting to listen in on the conversation from Barry Bonds.
No, I think it's interesting, and I think the blocking, all the terms are different a little bit, but I think in blocking he's losing his lower half and swinging a lot of all arms, and I think when you're trying to do too much with your upper body, that's what creates kind of that loop in the swing. And saw in his first at bat, popped up again. He's doing that quite a bit. But if your backside isn't releasing, you got to put all the emphasis on your top half, and that's just not a good thing for John right now.
Yeah, watching that swing right there, for me, and maybe this is a new version, the front hip was flying open. In fact, sometimes for me, maybe a bit too much.
And watch the bat path. You want to see it. The barrel stay above that. See how it drops down back here immediately? Yeah. That's where the issue is, and then it turns into an uppercut by the time you get to it.
So did you see how much the hips were involved there? In fact, at the point of impact, his hips he had belly button to center field.
Yeah, you don't want to lose him too soon. Because when that front side is gone, you know as well as I do, that front side leaves, the front shoulder goes with it, and all of a sudden that barrel just drags through the zone.
Yep. If that lead arm, and in particular the elbow, starts a little early, as Singleton's caught looking, a fastball at the knees, 6 strikeouts for Hamill, and out number 1. But if that lead elbow starts a little early and up.
Yeah, chicken wing.
Yeah, the chicken wing that the guys will call it. You've got probably, in my mind, only a shot on the pitch you're looking for, and that's it, and usually fastball.
Or an off-speed pitch up.
Maybe, yeah.
That you can get the barrel out in front of the ball a little bit.
So 1 out on the strikeout. Singleton 0 for 2 on the day. Gregorio Petit stands in. Takes the curveball. Let's take a little further look at John Singleton.
Yeah, watch that front hip. The hip goes now, and then the hands. That pitch was inside. That's why you see him bring those hands a little bit more towards the belly button.
Fly ball right field. Easy for Craig Gentry. He'll make the catch. 2 down quickly here in the 5th inning. Back to the swing on Singleton. For me, watching that, now I don't know if that's different than a couple of days ago when Barry Bonds was trying to deal with John and maybe what he saw, but I don't see anything that I would label blocking on the front hip. Do you?
No, those front hip, that thing's open right now.
Yeah.
It's ready to go, but it went a little bit early for me because you'd like to hit against that front side, but see how far back he's leaning? It's almost taken a lot of his weight away from the pitch.
So when you say it was leaving early, to me that's the reverse, the 180 from blocking. But again, I don't know the terminology that Barry Bonds is using.
Well, they talked about it yesterday, so maybe it was a yesterday thing.
And that's why I started it the way, that maybe things have changed since then. But yeah, always intriguing. I would certainly trust Barry Bonds before I would a seminar by me. Pitch fouled on the left side.
But hitting is so hard. For me, when things were going really well, or I was talking to guys where things were going really well, they talk about the game was a little bit slower, but they were reacting. They weren't going to get pitches. They were in a good position with their front foot down, hands back in a position ready to fire, and they didn't have to think. They just reacted. Whether that reaction was taking a pitch or swinging at a pitch, it was a reaction. And a lot of them, if you talk to them, like Lance Berkman, who I talked to quite a bit, he was a swing first guy. And Altuve, in watching his game, impresses me as a swing first type guy too.
Yep. Yeah, not about trying to work the walk. We just saw on a previous pitch Alex Presley get that bat started early, and that kind of comes about with maybe guessing, maybe seeing a pitch wrong to begin with. It's going to happen. Ground ball to short. Circling around Lowry. He makes the play. A 1-2-3 fifth. Jason Hamill is dealing, but so is Dallas Keuchel.
Great guest, hot topics, and no holds barred debate. Kevin Eschenfelder serves it up fresh every single weeknight on Sports Talk Live at 5 p.m. only on Comcast Sportsnet. We want you to get on Twitter because we have a Twitter question for you, and we'll read some of the best tweets later. How soon do you think Altuve gets to the 200 hit mark? Tweet us, and we'll read those later. He's at 197, and we'll see him in this next inning, guys.
Yeah, we can't wait. Always about getting to see those at bats. We go to the bottom of the fifth inning. Johnny Gomes leads it off. He'll be followed by Jed Lowry and Nate Fryman. Only one hit on the afternoon, one base runner for the Oakland A's. Coco Crisp had that hit leading off, just a little dribbler on the third base side, able to leg it out. Dallas Keuchel has been that good, but Jason Hamill, who has allowed 3 hits to the Astros, has been just as good in many regards. 6 strikeouts for Hamill. And now Keuchel with a 2-1 count to start the inning. 25,533 on hand.
Already.
And more coming. Here's a little looper going to drop for a base hit. A couple of softies for the Oakland A's. Johnny Gomes gets it started. That'll bring up Jed Lowry.
Second inning, the Oakland Athletics have had the leadoff man on. See if they can do anything with it in this inning. Last inning, Coco got on early, and then Keuchel worked his way out of it. Yeah, but not a blast. Just a good pitch inside. Stayed through it.
Johnny Gomes has, at times for me, one of those kind of cutoff swings anyway, where he kind of wings the left elbow. Certainly keeps it in tight.
Generates some pop.
Yes, he can.
Without a full swing.
Jed Lowry grounded back to the mound in the second. Tries to bunt one on the third base side. Had the third baseman Gonzalez playing back a step.
A's have a case of the bunts.
They do. Yeah, I think when you see a team in September that's scuffling but still has that chance to get into the postseason, that a lot of times they start going into that manufacture mode.
And that was a situation too where we saw it a couple days ago, where you go for the drag bunt, and if you're unsuccessful, you move the runner. It counts as a sacrifice. If you get a knock, you're 1 for 1.
Breaking ball drilled through the hole on the right side. That's a solid base hit. The first one the A's have picked up like that. And now they've matched the Astros in hits 3-3. And for the A's here in the 5th inning, runners aboard first and second. Nobody out for Nate Fryman.
Lowry taking it to the Astros again. And if you want to see him get how he does against the Astros, get MLB.TV Premium. The #1 live streaming sports service is celebrating 12 years. Join the millions of subscribers. Watch every out-of-market game live in true HD on over 400 devices. Visit Astros.com for details. He continues to be a thorn in the Astros side.
So Nate Fryman, the big guy, comes to the plate. Grounded to short in the 3rd inning. Not a guy you would anticipate bunting. Well, on paper, you figured Keuchel would pitch well today. Ground ball back to the hill. Can they get 2? Altuve returns it, and they do get 2. 1-4-3 on the double play, and a nice turn by Jose Altuve. Not the best of throws from Dallas Keuchel.
Are you kidding me? How athletic was that play, though, for him to bounce off the mound like that?
He's really good in that regard.
It's not too often you see a pitcher throw on the run anyways and make a decent throw, but this one in the vicinity bounces off there quickly and snags it and turns and throws.
You know, Blummer, you mentioned Colin McHugh earlier in the ballgame. Colin's another guy that is not bad on the hill defensively. And Dallas is way better than not bad. And so they've got some guys that can move around and get the job done.
If you're not a high strikeout guy and you know the guy, you're pitching to contact and guys are putting the ball in play against you, why wouldn't you want to be in a position to field?
5 infielders. I'll take it anytime over 4. Giovanni Soto now at the plate. 2 down. Soto struck out in the 3rd inning and has a 2-0 count right here. Dallas Keuchel has allowed less than a hit an inning on the year. He's walked just over 2 per 9. Spots it on the outside corner. Seldom does he give up the long ball. He's allowed just a half a home run every 9 innings. But falls behind 3-1.
Wonder if that has anything to do with Andy Carino being on deck behind Giovanni Soto.
Carino, the 9-hitter. Infield all the way back. And now a full count.
Might be a good idea for Giovanni to expand the zone a little bit here. Because Keuchel could pretty much throw anything he wants right here.
Especially if he's got that mindset that you're implying that maybe pitching around him is not the worst thing.
Gave him a fastball.
Give him a fastball. It looked like on the 3-1 as well.
Hittable pitches. Completely pitching against our theories up here.
But maybe he's just setting him up. Maybe it's all about a 3-2 changeup or slider here. There's your breaking ball hitting the air. Not hard, but a long run for the left fielder Presley, who makes the play. And Keuchel pitches out of the jam in the 5th inning. A couple of hits to start it, but we're still scoreless. change is free, even on synthetic.
Yes.
You're in there, Blummer.
I'm living on synthetics. Are you kidding me?
That'll get you about how many times back and forth over that bridge?
On my synthetics?
Yeah, however you want to play the game.
A couple of trips.
A lot of fans, over 21,000, I think we said here this afternoon.
We're right at 25-5.
25, that's right. Do not shortchange the bean counters here in Oakland. Scoreless ball game. Jake Marisnick is the leadoff man today. He leads it off here in the 6th. 1 for 2 on the day. Had a 2-out double, his 5th of the year in the 3rd inning. Jason Hamill has made some major improvements on his work for the Oakland A's. Plummer talked about it early on, some very rugged games, but over the last 5 has been very good, with the exception of one of those starts, that at Atlanta against the Braves. 3 innings of 5-run ball. But his last start against Houston, picked up a no decision. 26th of August. 7 innings, 3 hits, a run allowed in that one. And needed just 93 pitches. So would the Astros consider small ball play to be able to pull a win out of here, the final meeting of the year with the A's?
I'm sure they would pretty much do anything to come out of here with a win of this series.
Breaking ball hit in the air, left field, fairly deep. Going back to the track now and shading his eyes all the while, Johnny Gomes to make the play. Derek Bell is the guy that Jose Altuve is chasing on that hits list now.
Wow, he went Tom Wallace on that one for a game winner. He had some good years with the Houston Astros. This year in particular, he had 198 hits, putting him 3rd on that list. You see what he did the rest of the season. 22 home runs, 41 doubles, plenty of extra base hits going on. He did it in 156 games. He had a pretty good year back in 1995 and got a couple of MVP votes when he hit 334. He hit 314 that year, 98. Altuve 1 hit away.
1997, I was one of the coaches on the Astros staff, and I threw more pre-batting practice to Derek Bell and Luis Gonzalez than one man should throw over the course of 10 years. Altuve hits a one-hopper to third. Donaldson's right there, and Altuve's 0 for 3 on 0 for 3 on the day. And in throwing all that batting practice to Derek Bell, at some point I told him early on that he was going to hit 60 home runs. I mean, he would hit balls. It was one of those kind of what's going on at 5 o'clock type things.
Yeah.
In this case, 4 o'clock.
He's playing in the Astrodome. It's kind of a tough place to hit bombs.
He had no issues with that whatsoever during batting practice. Dexter Fowler at the plate after a couple of quick outs.
He had career highs in home runs with 22 RBIs that season, 108. Pretty good numbers.
Saw a lot of pearls sail out of the yard. Boy, where's that breaking ball? That was a perfect looking curveball. 1-1 the count. Dexter Fowler has a hit in 2 at bats.
Excuse me. Love it.
Commentary by Hamill.
We'll leave it to him.
A little bit of a breeze going on. Not much. The fastball's blown by.
How many handfuls of dirt is Giovanni Soto going to pick up? Is the question. What's the over/under on that?
Yeah, it's painful to watch the toss back to the hill every day. Here we go.
And we're going to grab some dirt.
Yep. Yeah, I've got my view as to what is going on there. But
I think we all do, and I'm not. Yeah. We choose not to talk to it, but it's just interesting that it's become a routine. Just grab that dirt after each throw.
Fall forward as you make your throw. Strike 3 called, inside edge at the knees. Caught looking for the second time on the afternoon. Dexter Fowler. That's 7 now for Hamill.
Beautiful day on the harbor here. Here's a look at our upcoming schedule presented by Progressive. We're going to leave this beautiful weather down here in San Francisco and head north up into Seattle and enjoy what could be a bad hair day up there, I'm told. No way. I'm going to have some issues with that moisture in the air. Well, but we'll see how we handle it. They have a roof out there, so you know we're getting the games in. There's going to be 3 up there with that night getaway game that they always leave us with before heading down south into Anaheim.
Dallas Keuchel gets his 6th inning underway, facing the 9-hitter Andy Perino. Scoreless ball game. Robbie Grossman takes over defensively in left field for Alex Presley. That's an interesting scenario because Presley has taken over each of the last 2 ball games defensively for Robbie Grossman.
Apparently we have a shift going on in left field.
Is that
this is the second shift is in now again.
Let's see.
Like my hockey terms.
Third. Off the glove of Marwin Gonzalez. And reaching to start the inning is Andy Perino. How would you rule this one?
That's going to be an error on your third baseman.
Yep, for me as well.
That's tough. You play in, then you get a guy hitting the bullet. You don't have much time to move your feet. Watch the feet of Marwin. Maybe having a chance to cross over, but when you're playing that shallow and the guy hits the ball that hard, you really don't have much time to get your feet in position, to get your glove in a good position. He did the best he could and just wasn't able to snare it.
It is an E5, so that gets it started. Coco Crisp now comes to the plate. And do we start seeing more of the small ball game?
I do believe it could be a situation. Coco Crisp can actually push a bunt and see if he can push it towards that second baseman and maybe get a base hit out of it.
Altuve drawing in as the strike is delivered. Marwin already playing in on the third base side. Now, the infield for the Astros would certainly indicate they believe a bunt is in order. Sometimes a manager doesn't even have to put the bunt on. He can rely on a given player to kind of take care of business. Now, I don't know that that would be the scenario right here. Bob Melvin's been a good one for these Oakland A's.
Yeah, I'm not sure you can even put any of the woes on Bob Melvin this year with the way things are going with the Oakland A's. Just sometimes, you know, the personnel goes out there, you hit a little bit of a funk. But Bob Melvin seems like the guy that's going to continue to push them through this.
This line drive off the glove of Marwin into left field. And that looked like it was going to be a sure thing out and possibly set up for a double play.
Really could have been if he'd have snagged that one and gone back over to first. That would have been a tough read for the first runner at first base, and Andy Perino. But again, Marlon Gonzalez playing in, defending the possible bunt. And this ball barreled up and shot past him.
I think Marwin already had his sights on first base. Ruled a base hit. That's going to bring Tom Lawless out of the dugout. A little more purpose in his stride now to the mound than we've seen when he intends on changing pitchers. There's nobody warming up in the pen.
I think this is going to be more of a strategy issue. What are we going to... Oh, Jose Veras getting into this. Sorry. But getting back to what's going on the mound, you can see Jose's enjoying this stretching affair.
I've never
It's
seen
always
anybody
good to see these guys having fun, by the way.
get into loosening up with that much vigor involved.
I think they played that special for him. But I think Tom went out there to kind of talk strategy, bring things back a little bit, understand that Dallas Keuchel's a good ground ball pitcher, but also recognize the fact that they are going to play small ball, especially with Gentry at the plate.
Yeah.
Make sure everybody's going to the right spots, everybody's on the same page. And remember, this is only the 5th game that Lawless has been a manager, so he's going to go out there and do it his way and make sure that everybody's thinking the same thing.
It's kind of interesting. Marwin Gonzalez, we've talked about what a sure-handed shortstop he's been, and yet he's had 2 chances here in the inning at third base, and both have gotten away. Showing bunt, taking a strike is Gentry.
You see Singleton charging, which he can do with the runner at first and second. He doesn't have anybody to hold on, and he wants to be aggressive. Lance Berkman, Jeff Bagwell were probably the best first baseman I've seen at coming in and making those plays. But third base, you've really got to do a good job of holding your ground and making sure you don't have a play at third base.
Here's the bunt, first base side. Singleton looks to third, had a great shot and opts for the out at first. The out was presented at third, but Singleton did not take it. Sacrifice bunt moves the runners up.
Now, in my days when I was playing third base, much like Morgan Ensberg with Jeff Bagwell and Lance Berkman at first base, and you knew he was charging, and I saw that ball down to first, I would hold my ground even longer than Marwin did, because you can see where the ball is fielded. Look at where the base runner is. He's only halfway to third. If you're a third baseman, you want to be a little more in this region so you're able to get back and get that forced play on the lead runner. But in knowing that Lance was going to charge like a madman, I knew I had to hold my ground a little bit longer because he wanted that out at third base so bad.
Tom Lawless is now going to walk Josh Donaldson, the 3-hitter. He'll load him up for the cleanup man, Derek Norris. But when you don't get that out that's presented, and yes, I see exactly what you see there with Marwin off the bag a bit. Do you think it was that fact or just cautiousness that led Singleton to not throw?
No, if you watch the replay, and I saw it live, Marwin Gonzalez came in, and as soon as Singleton picked up the ball, Marwin had both hands out in front saying, do not throw it.
I see, I got you. I was watching simply from here down to the field.
Yeah, I was specifically watching. You'd like to see Marwin just hold his ground right there, not take those couple steps in, but watch him put his hands up like, no, 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 no. Because if he stays here, it's much easier to shoot back and cover that bag and receive that throw.
Well, then I'm in disagreement with Marwin's decision right there. Bases loaded, 1 out. Derek Norris at the plate. And this is a guy that if Dallas Keuchel can get him to put it on the ground, you've got a great shot for the double play.
And it's nothing against Marwin. He doesn't play there every day. That's tough to ask a guy to move around that much and go play third base in these kind of pressured playoff type situations. But if you're going to beat these teams like the Oakland A's, you've got to make those plays.
Yep. Norris after the first pitch has an 0-1 count. Yeah, I didn't see that hand of Marwin's go up initially. We're in the 6th inning, scoreless to this point. It all started with that ground ball to third off the glove of Marwin, an E5 charge. And then the line drive to third that Marwin was drawn in on. Ball hit off the glove, went into left field. That was awarded a base hit for Coco Crisp. Greg Gentry with the sac bunt. And now the intentional pass.
They walked Donaldson, who was hitting .316 coming into the game against Dallas Keuchel. Norris is hitting .300.
Now 2 balls and a strike. And that last pitch not close from Keuchel.
But again, knowing how many ground balls that Keuchel gets, that might have encouraged the walk to set up the double play around the diamond, because Keuchel was a ground ball throwing pitcher.
Petit and Altuve playing for that double play. And now the count evens at 2-2. Norris, a big guy in this order for the A's. Very exciting 9th inning yesterday for Oakland. And now Norris asks for and receives timeout. Norris has grounded into 8 double plays this year. Hot shot on the right side. Glove by Altuve. He'll get an out at first, and that's all he can get. In the process, scoring from third base, Perino, and the A's have taken a 1-0 lead here in the 6th inning. But a great diving stop by Jose.
That was an incredible play. That could have been a lot messier if that ball gets by Altuve at all. But did an unbelievable job. Actually, I thought of trying to get that runner at second base and starting that double play, but I think opted for the right choice after he bobbled it. Pretty great play.
You know, if he comes up with that cleanly, the transfer, and makes the throw, with Norris going down the line, I think the double play's there.
I think that's why he might have been thinking about it too.
Runners at second and third, a run in. And that run could prove to be very big this afternoon. Johnny Gomes at the plate, 1 for 2. Changeup on the outside edge. A's lead in hits 4-3. And a ground ball left side. Petit with the play. He'll get the out. And that'll do it for the A's in the 6th inning. But they put a huge run on the board. It's an unearned run against Dallas Keuchel.
Picks up another victory. Astros trailing 1-0 to the Athletics. 2015 Astros season tickets are on sale now. Enjoy some of the best seats at Minute Maid Park. Get the best value and receive great benefits throughout the season. Call 1-877-9-ASTROS now to reserve your seats. I think I jumped the gun and told everybody who was going to win. That's going to ruin everybody in Vegas.
Why do you do that?
Hitting off the top of the 7th inning for Houston.
Oh, look at Fingers with the late push.
Chris Carter.
Well, Raleigh was always good in the 9th inning.
Yeah, he's a closer.
Although back then closers went 1, 2, 3 innings.
Yeah, it's overrated now. Oh,
Chris Carter drives one to right center field, deep back at the wall. This one is off the top of the wall. Carter cruises into second. A leadoff double here in the 7th inning with the Astros down a run. And that run unearned against Dallas Keuchel. So the Astros trying to claw back in.
gonna get in the weight room, Chris.
Well, that's driving it the other way, isn't it?
That was a pretty good poke. That sounded really good off the bat.
Number 20 on the year for Carter.
Just an unfortunate part of this ballpark here where the wall is actually elevated twice as high as it is everywhere else. Great piece of hitting going with that fastball. I think Hamill thought it was gone off the bat too, but you can hear that sound, just a loud thump. Oh, inches.
Ball just seems to carry so much better in the daytime here in Oakland. Jason Castro now at the plate. Castro 1 for 2. Jason had a 2nd inning single. He's hitting 7 straight. 14 bombs on the year.
Gotta play that get him over game right here.
Jose Veras continues his loosening up activities down the right field side.
He's got some fancy feet.
Jason Hamill has been really good this afternoon. Now, I wonder if you gave Jose Veras some music to warm up to every time, if he would just be a lockdown pitcher.
Isn't it enough to give these guys walk-out songs, walk-up songs? Now you need a song to get loose?
It may not be enough.
My goodness.
Have you looked into that?
Get some headphones. Why do we have to listen to it?
Well, I don't think you'd have to encourage the players at all about the headphones.
It's some of the endorsements going around these days, yeah.
Watch the NFL players out warming up before games, and they're all loaded up with the headphones. It's coming. 2-2 the count on Castro.
Are you a big MMA fan?
No.
Because getting on the headphone thing, that cracks me up. These guys in the MMA go out, beat the living tar out of each other, and the victorious one puts a set of headphones around their neck. Just because.
Just because.
Yeah. Don't listen to them. Just put them around your neck. Let them know that this is what I'm repping right here.
So that, oh, really? I see. I see. Well, it's probably worth hundreds and hundreds.
Literally.
Maybe a bit more. 2-2 pitch. 3-2 now on Castro. Marwin Gonzalez waits on deck. Imagine both pitchers here today, Jason Hamill, Dallas Keuchel, have their thoughts about pitching well again. Oh, here we go again, and not getting the offense. Although not once, as Castro draws the walk to put runners at first and second, not once have I heard anything from Dallas Keuchel about any of those kinds of woes.
No, he kind of impresses me as one of those true professional guys who goes out and does what he can to help his ball club win, and if the offense doesn't pick him up, so be it. He'll just go out and try and do it again the next time he goes out. I think we've got ourselves a bunting situation right here.
Well, we'll see how the Oakland A's play this defensively. John Singleton, Gregorio Petit, and Alex Presley waiting. Dan Otero, right-hander, now starting to get loose down the left field side. No music needed. Corner infielders creeping in. Marwin shows bunt, drops it on the third base side. Soto with the play, and they get the out. The runners move up. So a sacrifice bunt, and that'll bring up John Singleton with first base open. And how does Bob Melvin play this?
That was a great bunt. Yeah, we'll have to wait and see if he chooses to walk him, but this is a fantastic bunt. Nice early bounce. Kind of an in-between.
Number 28, John Singleton.
Kind of jelly leg Donaldson right there, because wasn't sure if that ball was going to make it all the way to him. A good play by Soto.
Singleton 0 for 2 on the day. He is also in there, struck out looking. And with the A's going right after Singleton, I would think it's about the notion that they feel like they can get a strikeout, maybe even the pop-up.
Oh, they're playing to the rookie status, and they're playing to the numbers. That is for sure. I agree.
Shift on. Only 2 infielders on the right side, but the shortstop Lowry playing behind and near the bag at second, and there's the pop-up. Back behind the plate. Is there room? There is not, as this finds the seats.
Back in the old days, that would have been a pop-out.
Yeah. This area behind home plate, as you see Dan Otero getting it loose, used to just be enormous as it came back further toward the broadcast area.
Yeah, you can't see it towards the back, but there's
minus Mount.
Yeah, Mount Davis now
in center.
Just blocks that entire view. It's all about the seating. But back here is what I'm talking about. That used to go all the way back.
Used to come back to the concrete area.
Yep. Much deeper.
2-1 on Singleton. If you were trying to come after Singleton to get him to strike out or pop up, how would you go about it?
Elevated fastballs. He hasn't shown me that he can get on top and really tomahawk that thing and shoot it back up the middle, so he can elevate.
Breaking ball slowly hit on the ground. It's going to produce a run. A 1-1 tie. And into third base is Jason Castro. Tied at 1 here in the 7th inning.
And I almost said you're going to be doing him a favor if you throw him an off-speed pitch.
Which is exactly what John Singleton was able to get and hit on the ground.
Just allows him to get the bat through the zone and catch up to some of those off-speed pitches. But he did a great job recognizing the infield playing back, conceding that run. He takes advantage of it. Hopefully that might be something that's a positive that John can build off of.
So the bunt laid down by Marwin Gonzalez proves big here in the 7th inning. There's a base hit to center field by Gregorio Petit. And the Astros take a 2-1 lead as Castro crosses. And now Hamill and the A's are trailing in the 7th inning.
Like that. Pitch up in the zone again. Saw Hamill give up the double on a fastball up to Chris Carter. Walks Jason Castro. Then a sacrifice bunt, and then a breaking ball in the strike zone up for. That's another breaking ball up. Similar spot that Singleton's was that he hit the ground ball for an RBI on, but this is a big 2-out RBI.
RBIs numbers 43 and 6 respectively between Singleton and Petit. Well, that's a big knock for Petit. And a big load lifted off the shoulders of Dallas Keuchel. Alex Presley at the plate, or make that Robbie Grossman now, who has taken over in left field.
Same guy.
Kind of that same player. And that's going to be tough to determine which of those players you go with when next year comes around.
If you put their last names together, it's Grossly. Or is that not so nice? Maybe Pressman?
Yeah, that might be the wiser choice. This could be Argros.
Yeah.
The A's get a run unearned in the 6th inning. The Astros put 2 on the board here in the 7th. Robbie with an 0-2 count, hitting .211 on the year. Everything fantasy football go your way?
It's going good so far. I just haven't had my big boys come in yet. Got a night game tonight to watch, and a couple of Monday night games over tomorrow. But it would be nice to have an Astros victory, have that flight enjoyable, throw some football on the TV screen, and make our way to Seattle.
'Tis the way of September, huh? At least these days.
Yeah. September and October have got to be 2 of the greatest sports months of all year for me.
I think LeBron has cast a vote, and in opposition to that. Yeah, I hear you. And if you're into curling,
now there you go. That'll keep you intrigued, as you like to say. Me, there better be some good appetizers and drinks. Make that entertaining. Who do you got in your fantasy curling team?
I've got Guy Lafleur.
Ah, yes, the French flower.
Runner goes, the pitch inside and gets a piece of Grossman. He's been hit by the pitch. That'll put runners at first and second for the leadoff man, Jake Marisnick.
Nothing yet. I expected Bob Melvin to be shooting out of that dugout here pretty quick.
It's a big game, make no mistake, for the Oakland A's.
Well, you're just heading into that part of the Astros lineup.
Yeah, Melvin coming out of that dugout. There has been some strong commentary from the hill by Jason Hamill. And now Melvin has his way. He points to the bullpen. He'll bring in right-hander Dan Otero. A's down 2-1 here in the 7th inning. 2 outs and 2 aboard as Hamill is done with his day.
Why he's gonna get mad at me, but why I don't know. I think it was his hair, but you know, obviously I was a big Astros fan growing up, and you know, I never played catcher, never did any of that. So they had some studs on that team, and not to say Allen wasn't, but yeah, he was. I think it had to be his hair. That's the only thing I can really think of.
I mean, it was great hair.
It was. It was mullet-esque.
Did you try to style your hair like that, or you just were in awe of it?
Yeah, I mean, I just, you know, it's not a lot. You see, you know, blonde locks. Let's call them locks. You know, flowing out of your helmet. So, but yeah, he was my favorite player.
There are those locks he's talking about, the blonde locks. I thought that was a fantastic soundbite by Adam Dunn there.
I couldn't agree more.
Yeah, thanks, Julia, for
look at that feathered look you had going right there.
Yeah. But see, it's the power that really draws. See, Adam didn't want to talk about my pop with the bat, but you know, yeah, I'm so honored to have a guy of the ilk of Adam Dunn.
Take that, Oral.
This was, by the way, just before Oral embarked upon his record string of scoreless innings.
Oh, so you made him really mad by getting a home run off him.
He was upset. We move on here in the 7th inning. The Astros have taken the lead. And Julia, nice job. Thanks for making me feel even better about myself as I sit here with Jeff Blum, bringing in the clouds and all kinds of stuff. Jake Marisnick 1 for 3 on his day. Hits one at third. Nice play at third base by Donaldson. He goes to the bag. That'll do it for the Astros, but not before they get a pair of runs. We go to the bottom of the 7th, 2-1 Houston.
leading the A's. We move to the bottom of the 7th. As promised earlier in the game, we have the AT&T fan photo of the game, and today it is Rachel Felker saying, "Let's go Stros." Great pick there. Tweet your photos to hashtag CSNH fan photo for a chance to be shown in an upcoming broadcast. That's brought to you by AT&T. We see Dallas Keuchel on the hill once again, and a guy who actually has known Tom Lawless for some time. Lawless managing him earlier in his minor league career and then was interim manager, and the two have a great relationship coming in. He's one of the few that know Lawless really well. And Lawless said the biggest difference that he's seen in this year compared to years past is that confident. Guys, I know you guys have been talking about it a lot this year.
Thanks, Julia. And it shows. It's a quiet confidence that Dallas has, but he's earned it. He gets things started. His 82nd pitch of the afternoon, a strike on Jed Lowry. He's followed by Nate Fryman and Giovanni Soto here in the 7th. And the Astros now with that 2-1 lead. Jason Castro gets rung up a bit. Keuchel has struck out 3 on the afternoon. Hasn't struck out a batter since the 3rd inning, though. And now a base hit to start the 7th. Lowry, his 2nd hit of the afternoon. He's aboard for Nate Fryman. And this is, again, with Fryman, not a spot where you expect the bunt. Same scenario, basically, for Fryman in the 5th inning. Had a couple of runners aboard, nobody out. He swung the bat and grounded into a double play started by Keuchel. So Dallas once again tries to get that ground ball. Where was that one?
Goes low to the 6'12" first baseman.
That's 8 feet, isn't it?
6'12". He's only,
I gotcha. I gotcha. Ball shot down the left field side in the corner, and it is out of here. The Oakland A's come right back on Dallas Keuchel. A 2-run home run by Nate Fryman, and for Fryman just his 5th of the year. But with it, they take the lead. It's now 3-2 Oakland.
A couple of ex-Astros scoring on that home run. Ball left up, off speed, floating over the middle of the plate. Big Nate Fryman puts those big arms extended and drives a bullet into those left field seats. See that? I think it was a changeup that just flattened out over the plate, and Nate Fryman killed it.
Did that hit foul pole, or did that get to the seats?
It went through it.
Went right through the foul pole.
Yeah.
What happens when you're 6'12"? Strike on the outside edge. Soto at the plate has a 1-1 count. Soto 0 for 2 on the day. So, well, the A's just come right back. Base hit Lowry, home run Fryman. You look for signs on teams. Is it destiny? With this type of inning, you could say this club's destined to get there. Long fly ball to right field by Soto, hauled in eventually by the right fielder Marisnik. 1 out here in the 7th.
Good extension on that. Driving, like I said, he's a big man at 6'12", and he puts his body into this thing. He's just going to rip it. That was a line drive to left here in a hurry.
Andy Perino comes to the plate. I wonder how Bob Melvin was dealing with that at bat. Nate Fryman had grounded into the double play the time before. Did Melvin really wish internally that he could play small ball, lay down a bunt? Did he consider sending anybody up as a pinch hitter? And then you get the home run.
Well, I think like Nate Fryman's previous at bat with runners in scoring position, 1st and 2nd, nobody out. You got to know your personnel. Are your options better with this guy at the plate to bunt or to let him swing away? And he's just, you know, he had a 50-50 chance right there, and he got away with it. You know, it went the Astros' way the previous at bat with that ground ball. Keuchel had to make a great play on the double play to make it happen. But with one swing of the bat, Nate Fryman can do that.
2-2. Game went scoreless until the bottom of the 6th inning. An unearned run against Keuchel put the A's on top. The Astros immediately came right back with 2 runs of their own, took the lead, and now the A's jump right back on top. And now getting loose is Jose Veras. The A's have a right-hander loosening in their pen. Luke Gregerson. Three and 2 the count. This man you want to give, Andy Perino, the 9-hitter, but he lines one into right. 3rd hit of the inning. Perino with the 1-out single. He's aboard for Coco Crisp. Is this a case of Dallas Keuchel tiring, or just the A's starting to find themselves?
I give credit to the A's. They're hitting a couple of mistakes. Nate Tryman's pitch that he hit out was a mistake. Perino just did a good job of hitting and shooting that ball the other way, not trying to do too much. And I think this talk right here was induced by the guys in the dugout. Have Castro go out there and maybe give Veras a couple extra pitches to get loose.
Center fielder, number 4, Coco.
And now Brent Strom's going to come out and probably continue that same program.
Yeah, we've seen this plenty of times this year already.
With the walk from the dugout just to the chalk alone, you probably buy more time than certainly in any other major league ballpark.
I'm not sure how long it takes Veras to get loose, but he's really in no rush, to be honest with you.
He is not one of those guys that starts quickly hurling pitches to get the arm loose. I've been on teams where that became a mandate. When we say we want you up, we want you loose right now. But Veras looks like it's kind of an amusement park situation. Brent Strom has had his say, glances down to the bullpen.
Plenty of those arms in that bullpen are pretty fresh, too. Starters have done a great job over this stretch for the Houston Astros, getting deep into ball games and pushing a lot of these guys back and allowing them a couple extra days rest.
That has certainly been the case. Keuchel very good today, but now struggling in the 7th inning. Coco Crisp has 2 of the 7 Oakland hits. Grounds one left side off the glove of Marwin Gonzalez. And everybody is safe. That's the 3rd ball to hit off the glove of Marwin at 3rd today for a hit. Actually, one of those charged an error. It's a base hit. Crisp is now 3 for 4. And Marwin is just not finding the pocket.
I was just going to say it's been a game of almost for Marwin Gonzalez on a couple of these ground balls, a line drive, but just out of the reach. Just been a half step off on some of these balls in the vicinity of him being able to make a play on.
That line drive you mentioned, from my perspective watching, I think Marwin thought he had it. I didn't feel like he went into the full leap mode. But again, ball's right off the end of the glove. Greg Gentry comes to the plate, runners at 1st and 2nd. Jose Veras continues to leisurely warm up down the right field side. Still not throwing anything overly hard. I don't know if that's changing the decisions here for Tom Lawless, but Keuchel will move on and face Gentry. Gentry 0 for 2, has a sacrifice bunt. .251 that batting average. Not a guy that's going to drive the ball out of the ballpark. Surprisingly, that .312 on base percentage, very close to the league average. .317 is the on base percentage around the American League.
I got that being a lot lower than I would have expected.
100 pitches now for Dallas. Yeah, it's really amazing. especially the American League with the DH. You would expect 325 anyway. 1-2 the count. Still just one out here in the 7th. And now 2-2. Keuchel trying to make some big pitches. Unable to throw strikes. The Oakland A's team on base percentage at .322. Well above that league average. And now the count stays at 2-2. And again, you factor in that one of the runs against Keuchel unearned on the afternoon, so he's pitched extremely well. One big swing. Former Astro Nate Fryman launching a home run. Gentry continues to stay alive.
You pitch into a lot of tough luck when your offense isn't firing. And you're going to play a lot of these close games when the pitching is good.
Another 2-2 coming from Keuchel. And another foul ball coming from Gentry. Talk runs per game now in the American League. The Oakland A's have finally been overtaken. They're third in the league. The Angels lead in runs per game, but well under the 5 runs per game mark at 4.7. The Astros just under the 4 runs a game mark. Fly ball center field. Should be easy for Dexter Fowler, shading his eyes. Runners halfway. And so 2 outs. Dexter just lobs one back into shortstop. That'll bring up Josh Donaldson. Tough man to face in this scenario.
Now batting third baseman, number 20.
That'll bring up out Tom Lawless once again. So Dallas is done. Second visit on the inning. Jose Veras will be summoned to face that right-handed bat of Josh Donaldson. A's already on top 3-2 here in the 7th inning. Now we'll be right back. As Jose Veras comes on, the Altuve hit parade makes its final stop of the year in Seattle. But how will Jose fare against mighty King Felix And the playoff-hungry Mariners pregame live starts tomorrow night at 8:30 p.m. only on Comcast Sportsnet.
Tomorrow's pitching matchup is brought to you by Chevron. Care for your car. Brad Peacock, pretty solid outing last time he was out there against the Los Angeles Angels of Anaheim. He's going to take his act north to face King Felix, who is having a Cy Young / MVP type year at 14-5 on the season, a 2.18 ERA. That whip under 1. 3-2 against Houston with that 2.13 ERA, and they actually got to him, I believe, earlier in the year, didn't they?
I believe they did, yes. He's also had a couple of starts over the last few weeks that haven't been all that strong. 9-year veteran Jose Veras on the hill. And for Veras, his 27th appearance now with the Astros.
Strong numbers with the Astros after that rough start on the north side of Chicago.
Worked in just 12 games with the Cubs this year, but had an 8.10 ERA. Curveball in for a strike. Donaldson makes no question marks about his intentions with that leg kick and the body flying, and he is just ready to wail.
Yeah, he has found a way to coil that thing up and to get ready to swing as hard as he possibly can on every pitch, in every count. 2 strikes, 1 strike. It's going to be the same hack.
Therefore, not the big batting average, but a lot of production.
Checking.
So there's what we've talked about sometimes, where you make up your mind, okay, I'm really going to show the swing right here, and then the fastball is nowhere close. Well, there's no way to hold it back.
I was going to say, that's exactly, there's no way to check that swing.
So you're wailing, you're just anticipating a fastball where you can handle it. I've tried that approach many a time.
Gotta go.
Not so well.
Sorry to hear that.
Kind of part and parcel. You know, you get that once a year. Turns out pretty good, and it leads you to think, yeah, I'll try that again.
Yeah, I could do this.
We're in the 7th inning, 3-2 A's. Another strong outing by Dallas Keuchel, but it's going to be another day without a W for Dallas. Breaking ball just stays inside. And now 3-2. That'll put the runners in motion. And what is that outstanding left-hander thinking?
He's probably going over a couple of pitches he threw in this game. What he could have done differently. He's turned into a spectator right now.
Tough world to live in at times. Runners go, the 3-2. Hit on the ground up the middle. Diving stop Petit. And now everybody has stopped, so it'll be an infield single for Donaldson. His first hit of the game. It'll bring up the cleanup man, Derek Norris.
That's a great play Petit does on this ball to keep runners from scoring. We're off with the pitch. Actually surprised Carino didn't take a shot to go home. Almost looked like Gallego was kind of half waving him a little bit, but Petit right there doesn't look like it in the scorebook, but that was a great play.
Pinch hitter now for the Oakland A's, Adam Dunn. My favorite player when I was a kid growing up. Had some kind of nice hair. Bases loaded, shift on for Houston. And a big swing by Adam Dunn.
There's that play by Petit, and these are the little things that guys can do in the infield. You knock this ball down and you keep Carino from scoring. keeps this game close with a 1-run lead for the Oakland A's. Those are the types of things that when you're looking at guys and evaluating them, you know, what does he do to help the ball club win? And that's something you can do to help your ball club stay in the game.
Ball and a strike on Dunn. We've mentioned it in the series, but worth mentioning again, 462 career home runs for Adam Dunn. Big moment. Still a 1-run game. Can the Astros keep it right here in the hands of Jose Veras? And now 1-2. Well spotted heater.
Yeah, it sure was.
Long look in from Veras. And the pitch to Dunn. Just inside. Just a much slower pace when the bullpens come into play generally. Starts to come set. Things that quicken up a bit too much, and he steps off.
Veras was staring at Coco Crisp. Maybe feels that Coco's onto something. Maybe relaying some signs to Adam Dunn to help out his at bat. Castro and Veras going to talk it out, mix it up.
By the way, we mentioned that Nelson Cruz had hit a home run earlier in the day to take a 2-home run lead over Chris Carter. He's added another one, has Nelson Cruz.
Wow.
So he's trying to take command there. 39 bombs now for Cruz. The 2-2. Got him swinging. Big strikeout for Veras. Adam Dunn, the pinch hitter, down on strikes. And that'll do it. But the Oakland A's put 2 on the board. And through 7, lead it 3-2.
Minute Maid Park for live music, food, and fun. The Street Fest is open to all fans and will be open on Crawford Street beginning at 3 before the Astros and Ends play at 6:10. Look at where I am. I'm with the Hall of Fame racers, Dennis Eckersley, Ricky Henderson, Raleigh Fingers. They just got done with their intense race today. Eck, the big winner. Got the checkered flag here. But, guys, who's the fastest in reality? I mean, who wins the most races? Oh, no. So much competition. You would think it was Ricky, but we'll have to see. Back to you in the booth.
Thanks, Julia. Good luck with the next, or rather, upcoming race. Jose Altuve will lead it off here in the 8th inning, still looking for that first knock of the afternoon. He'll do it against new right-hander Luke Gregerson, with Sam Fuld now taking over defensively in left field, despite those three vying for the spot.
These things are frightening.
I think they've gotten a big head over this whole situation. Thanks for the drums. Bill Gregerson takes over, and the first pitch in for a called strike. Gregerson, third pitcher of the afternoon for the Oakland A's. Dan Otero followed Jason Hamill. Altuve hitting .338 now with the 0 for 3 afternoon. He's hit in 13 straight. There's Sam Fuld in left. Ground ball back up the middle. There's the first hit of the afternoon. And now Derek Bell no longer the only Astro with 198 hits in a season.
There it is. Mark another one off that list.
Now batting.
Up next, Miguel Tejada at 199.
Just a simple ground ball, but we talk about it all the time. Altuve can hit it from line to line, and the only thing you can do is play him straight up.
The Astros looking to get something going. Leadoff man on. Altuve, American League leader in stolen bases.
Fowler, excuse me, Blummer, 1 for 3 with a couple of strikeouts.
I was just going to say, with Altuve on first base, it's going to force Gregerson, who is a primary slider guy, to maybe throw a couple more fastballs than he normally would.
Dexter Fowler with the 4th inning single, snapped an 0 for 12. Turns to bunt, puts it in front of the plate. Taking a look at second was Soto, but opts for the out at first. And out number 1 on the sac bunt. It'll bring up Chris Carter. Do you think that Fowler's main notion was sacrifice or bunting for a base hit?
No, he's trying to bunt for a base hit, but I would have been. I might have given it until you get a strike on you. Give Altuve a chance to steal a bag.
Leading base stealer in the American League. One out. Carter at the plate. First base open. And you can just about imagine, and there they go. They're going to put Carter on intentionally. This is very unusual.
And that's why the bunt again comes into play. The bunt just opens up first base, but if Altuve steals second, then you bunt, then the runner's at third base and first base is open, and you still walk Carter, but base runner's 90 feet closer. I mean, that's obviously in hindsight and in a perfect world, but you know, that's a situation that could have played out.
Well, this speaks to how much respect Bob Melvin has for Chris Carter, because one of the old standards is you don't walk the go-ahead run onto base. But there they go. Carter will head on down to first base, representing that go-ahead run.
And it plays into what Julia said earlier in the game about the quote that Tom Lawless had. He goes, he needs other guys in this lineup to step up instead of Altuve and Chris Carter, who's going to be pinch run for here by Jonathan Villar.
So Villar will become that potential go-ahead run here in the 8th inning.
Your attention,
so Carter's done with his day's work. He winds up 1 for 3, had a double and scored the first Houston run, and now draws the walk. Yeah, that's an unusual move. But you have to ask yourself, does it speak to what Bob Melvin thinks about the rest of the batting order for Houston?
Well, the way Chris Carter's been swinging the bat, he's a go-ahead run standing in the box. Are you going to face Chris Carter? Are you going to face Jason Castro? Or Marwin Gonzalez, or John Singleton, or Gregorio Petit?
Castro 1 for 2 on the day, also has walked and scored a run. And we mentioned that Jason has a 7-game hitting streak, so been swinging it well.
now here's the opportunity for somebody to move into that role of spoiler and be that guy for Tom Lawless.
Ground ball right side. Can they get two? Perino, Lowry, and on to first. They get the double play. So Bob Melvin has it work out exactly the way he had hoped. He gets the inning-ending double play off the bat of Jason Castro. It's still 3-2 Oakland A's. Of the Astros as we now go to the bottom of the 8th inning, and Julia is digging some music here in Oakland.
That is too legit to quit right there. Oh yeah, this is a tough job. People don't think, you know, grief.
Not just anybody can do this.
Have so much fun as that. The crazy part about that is that Ash was right here in the booth doing too legit to quit.
Yeah, but I was doing it standing on my hands.
Yeah, you were doing more of the moonwalk instead of the running man.
Nice, Julia. Nice. It's a way to make it look like a tough job. Jose Veras will continue to work here in the 8th inning. 3-2 A's on top. 5, 6, 7 coming up for the Oakland A's. Johnny Gomes, Jed Lowry, and Nate Fryman. And now Sam Fuld, who has taken over for Johnny Gomes at the plate. Fuld hitting .248 on his year. Jose Veras falls behind. Veras got a big strikeout of Adam Dunn to end the 7th inning with the bases juiced at the time. Dunn had come on as a pinch hitter. The Astros have a couple of arms throwing in their pen. Mike Foltynewicz, right-hander. Kevin Chapman, the left-hander. 1-1 now on Fuld. Bob Melvin made what I think a lot of people would say a very risky move in walking intentionally Chris Carter. Put runners at first and second with 1 out and put that potential go-ahead run on base, but then got Jason Castro to ground into the double play to end the inning. Is the worm turning for the Oakland A's? Here's a shot to right field, but right there is Marisnick to make the play. Fuld just hits it too hard.
Now batting shortstop, number 8, Jed Lowry.
Jed Lowry comes to the plate. He's 2 for 3. Couple of hits from the right side against Dallas Keuchel. Lowry hitting .245. Well, he's a good solid shortstop for the A's. Keuchel and Veras on the mound for the Astros. Hamill, Otero, and Gregerson for the A's. The A's start the day 6 back of the Angels. And the Angels have had a big win today. But the A's are holding on to one of those postseason bids now as they lead in the wild card chase. Seattle is right behind them. A couple of games. And then Detroit. Detroit is a game and a half out of a shot to get into the postseason. Just absolutely amazing to me. Tigers host the Giants later on this evening. Texas Rangers have defeated Seattle 1-0, so the Mariners' chances get a little bleaker with today's loss. Baltimore a 7-5 winner over Tampa Bay in 11. Fastball lined off the glove of Altuve. Boy, we have just seen ball after ball hitting gloves and going to the outfield. Altuve was up as high on the ladder as he could get. Just couldn't get to it.
Here's our Mako big hit of the game. Goes back to that ex-Astro Nate Bryman at the plate. An off-speed pitch hanging out over the middle of the plate in a big situation. Puts an absolute seed out to left field for a big 2-run blast. Talk about Carter's revenge at bats. How about Nate Bryman and Jed Lowry getting some revenge ABs against their old team?
Nate Bryman with the Astros, not this year, but last year back in spring training, did a nice job, but just couldn't secure a position. And that fastball runs up and in. Did that hit bat or player? Apparently bat. So it's a foul ball.
That was peculiar.
Dangerous. When you get started a little bit early and that fastball runs up and in, if it's in the face region or even on the hands and those small bones, you're in big trouble.
You check that swing down to first, they wouldn't even have called that.
Big swing and a miss by Bryman. 0-2. Mentioned the Angels a moment ago. Big winners 14-4 at Minnesota. Mike Trout hit his 32nd. Angels swept the Minnesota Twins. The Twins had been playing pretty well.
Angels have been playing better. But how about the bounce back for the Los Angeles Angels of Anaheim? Getting swept in a quick 2-game series on the first start of that road trip.
Pitch in the dirt, moving into second base is Lowry. So a wild pitch. A lot of wild pitches for the club. So Lowry leads from second. A's trying to add to this 3-2 lead, but a strikeout of Fryman big for Veras.
Not able to catch up to that heater.
Now batting.
Having a tough time seeing it, having a tough time catching up to it.
Wonder how much a swing like the home run by Fryman back in the 7th inning might be able to help him in the future secure a job with the A's. It's one of those guys that seems to swing back and forth.
He's gotten some big hits for the Oakland A's.
Giovanni Soto now at the plate. 0 for 3 on his day. Veras in front. Mentioned the home run for Mike Trout, 2 RBIs, 102 on the year. Fly ball down the right side. Is there room for Marisnick? If there's room for Marisnick, you can count on him being on the ball.
Tell you what, the way Brock Amane moved out of the way down there, you would have thought J.J. Watt was going for that fly ball. There's full panic in that bullpen.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure that you wouldn't get in Watt's way. Ooh, and with Marisnick, maybe not the same fear factor.
You think maybe by a couple pounds, maybe. I don't know.
Strike 3 called. Caught looking Soto. Couple of big strikeouts for Veras. So the Astros get through the 8th inning, but they've got work to do in the 9th, trailing by a run. Sportsnet is presented by TXU Energy. Get TXU Energy free nights, free electricity all year long. Now with even more free hours. Call 1-866-CALL-TXU. And by Geico. 15 minutes could save you 15% or more on car insurance. Visit us at geico.com or call 1-800-947-AUTO. There's the light. Ryan Cook, new right-hander, comes on now to lock it down in the 9th inning for the Oakland A's as they try to take 2 out of 3 here in the series.
Powerful right arm of Ryan Cook making its 50th appearance. He's got 1 save on the year out of 3 opportunities. Looking to shut the door with that mid-90s fastball. Good cut, good slide.
Boy, does he dominate right-hand hitters.
Yeah, he does.
And yet the Astros have a chance to send a couple of left-handed bats to the plate to start the inning. Marwin Gonzalez followed by John Singleton. Gregorio Petit is due to follow, and he had a big hit in the 7th. It was Petit who put the Astros on top temporarily in the 7th inning. And now Marwin trying to get something started. 0 for 2. He has a sacrifice. Cook's first pitch. You see that running action on that fastball. For the Astros, Tony Sipp is getting loose in the bullpen down the right field side. In the event that the Astros have a chance to go out defensively in the 9th. Marwin immediately in front, 2-0 on the count. There's Tony. Part of the win in the opener in this series. The Astros had a golden chance to make it 2 straight with yesterday's game. It got away. And now 3-0 on Marwin Gonzalez. Skipper Bob Melvin, former catcher, has to be wondering how on earth do you get to the mound and then suddenly can't find the strike zone.
Ball 4. Not even close. 3 pitches up and away, and then just overcompensated and yanked that one down.
I'm sure pitchers would have a perspective of how difficult that can be, but as a catcher, you probably have another perspective.
Any word on Sean Doolittle?
On the DL, and he's been on for at least a couple of weeks, maybe 3 weeks now.
Yeah, he turned into their closer after Josh Johnson was unable to make anything good happen on the mound.
Really locked down in that regard for Doolittle. And they've been without him, as Blummer says. John Singleton takes a close pitch for a ball.
I think Giovanni Soto may have tried to make that look a little bit closer. I was kind of interested to see Jonathan almost offer out after watching 4 pitches go nowhere near the plate.
Singleton probably thinking, as the A's have a meeting at the mound, their pitching coach Kurt Young goes out. But Singleton probably thinking, boy, if I can just get a crippled fastball here to start things and launch it and give our club a lead, that would be exactly what we could use. You know, sometimes you're in the on-deck circle and the manager hollers at you as you head toward the plate. There's been a leadoff walk. Go ahead and get one. And sometimes you don't hear a thing. Nobody out. Tying run at first. It is not bunt time with John Singleton.
Just got word that Doolittle threw a 20-pitch bullpen. They're hoping to have him in the next week.
When was that? Today?
Yeah, I think either today or yesterday. But he's going to go on their next road trip and possibly come off that DL.
Well, you would figure they need him. Outfield very deep on Singleton, who now has a 1-2 count. Mentioned the Angels winning today, and that pushed heat. Probably not so much on the A's. I don't think they're looking at the Angels anymore. It's about wild card chances. Pitch is popped up behind the plate. Soto coming back, and he'll make the catch. 1 out here in the ninth. So Singleton 0 for 4 on the day, did drive in a run with a ground out. But I imagine a lot of the voters now, as Mark Krause has grabbed a bat, he will come on as a pinch hitter for Gregorio Petit. A lot of the voters for MVP are probably going to look real closely at Mike Trout, who presently leads the league in RBIs, has 32 home runs. The batting average has dropped to 285, but I think he's going to get a lot of looks.
Number 18, Mark Krause.
Out.
He's turned more into that power run producer than the guy that I probably thought of before. 1 out for Krause. Cook falls behind.
Not a fun job for Mark Krause, but if you succeed, it feels real good.
You know, if you get that label of being able to step in and pinch hit and come up with a big hit for the ball club, you can lock in a long-time career. And now 2-0. Cook having a tough time. Soto out to the mound. A's got a run in the 6th inning. The Astros 2 in the 7th, but Oakland responded with 2 of their own. And that's where we stand. That Oakland run in the 6th inning unearned against Dallas Keuchel. St. Louis has kept the troubles going for Milwaukee. 9-1 the final. The Cardinals win it. 3-0 the count. The Astros getting very close to having that tying run in scoring position.
Get real interesting if you turn this lineup over.
Robbie Grossman waits on deck. Tony Sipp maybe getting loose with a little more intent down the right field side. Ball four. Second walk issued by Cook. So the opportunity has been provided for Houston. A couple of walks in the inning. Cook supposed to shut it down, but he has opened the door.
Number 19.
And now Robbie Grossman with a shot. Does Robbie go after this swinging, or is he inclined to say, look, this guy's struggling throwing strikes. Let's see how that might work out. Yeah, now a pinch runner for Houston. LJ Hose is the pinch runner for Mark Krause. Now Hose would be the potential go-ahead run. Marwin at second, Hose at first, and falling behind is Cook here on Robbie Grossman.
This is wild.
And you're not talking about pitches just out of the strike zone.
Well, and you're not talking about a pitcher who hasn't been through, a couple seasons in the big leagues and been in a playoff race, even in the playoffs. Ryan Cook is a good pitcher. It almost looks like the motion's a little too quick.
Fernando Abad, the left-hander, is getting loose in the Oakland pen, and that's the way you get ready in a hurry.
Well, it's interesting, but after Robbie Grossman, you've got two right-handed hitters and a switch hitter, and then he's going to end up having to face those guys.
Abad could find himself in the ballgame very shortly. 2-1. Cook finds the strike zone. And now if you're Robbie Grossman, do you swing at the 2-1 offering?
It better be darn perfect. Narrow that zone down to about a mail slot right here. If it's in there, you go for whacking, but
3-1.
This is tough. I mean, Ryan Cook is having his issues throwing strikes, but think about what's going on for the defensive guys. There's ducks on the pond. There's plays at 3 bases, and you're on your heels because the guy on the mound can't find the zone. You're trying to stay mentally focused, physically focused.
You know, we just had a shot of Bob Melvin. To me, that's one of the big challenges of being a manager. How you keep your composure in front of all the other guys. Robbie has a good rip. It's now 3-2.
That was a good pass on a good pitch. Now you're forcing him to do it again.
No, you're that manager, the leader. And if you start showing emotions that can easily creep in front of the other guys, they know that you'll do it to them as well. And it's tough. 3-2 pitch. Ball 4. Third walk of the inning issued by Ryan Cook. The bases are juiced. 1 out. Top of the order, Jake Marisnick coming to the plate. And coming to the mound is Bob Melvin, the skip. And that's going to do it for Cook. He is done. And the A's and their fans right now wondering what their status is. Fernando Abad has been summoned. And now tried to get in one more warm-up toss. The third base umpire let him know right away. Come on, let's go.
Your attention, please.
So we'll be right back. 3-2 A's.
For the Athletics, number 56, Fernando Abad.
has loosened it up. Tough situation. He comes on with the bases loaded, 1 out here in the 9th inning, trying to protect a 1-run lead. Jake Marisnick conferring along with John Maley and others. Jose Altuve prominently in that conference as to how to go about business now. Marisnick 1 for 4 on his day. So he gets a start in the leadoff spot, having no idea that he would have this at bat in the 9th inning. 3-2 A's.
Opponent batting average at 161 against Fernando Abad.
Abad has been phenomenal on his season.
Isn't that pitching to Abad?
Yeah.
Nothing.
Fly ball right field. Deep. Going back at the track, making the catch. Coming in to score, Marwin Gonzalez. Moving into third base is L.J. Hose. The Astros have caught him at 3. So 1 pitch in, Abad sees the run score. And the Astros now even in the ball game here in the 9th inning. Blown save for Cook, and a nice job by Jake Marisnick.
That was driven well. But what a great job, knowing that tying run is 90 feet away and less than 2 outs. Got a fastball up, and I'm sure that meeting with John Maley paid off right there, saying that Abad has a good firm fastball, may try and jump ahead, because that's the one pitch he wants to throw for a strike and knows he can throw for a strike. He didn't want to fall behind on Marisnick.
Runners at the corners. Jose Altuve 1 for 4. Batting average right where he started the day. And even though it's second base that's open, there is a base open. And Bob Melvin is not going to take a chance. He's already in the ball game. Walked Chris Carter intentionally in a very unusual circumstance, and he's going to do it with Altuve, with Dexter Fowler coming to the plate. And that means another runner in scoring position. Well, that's a lot of respect for these two guys in the order.
It's pretty incredible. No slouch in Dexter Fowler coming up, who's got plenty of experience in the big leagues and had some big ABs over his career, but opting away from the major league's leading hitter. That's it. Yeah, all right.
Dexter.
So now a base hit, it'll put you 2 runs behind instead of 1.
It's not quite like the legendary intentional walk of Barry Bonds with the bases loaded, but it's not bad. So 3 runners aboard. Dexter Fowler at the plate, turns around and bats right-handed. Dexter, a couple of strikeouts on the day, both looking. And Abad falls behind. Five years in the big leagues for Abad. A couple of those years, in fact, parts of 3 seasons with Houston. His 1-loss record over his career, 3-18, and now 2-0 the count. Does Dexter get a take sign, or does Dexter understand it's taken time?
Like, Dexter's got a pretty good idea of the strike zone. That on-base percentage pretty high. He's had some quality at bats. Then again, you don't want to miss that cookie.
3-0.
About it.
Well, and now, is it time to take not only 1 strike but 2 before you swing the bat? Tough call. Go ahead run down at third base. And a strike call. High strike.
Yeah, I think that was up and out. It's not a mandatory strike call situation. You want to still keep the integrity of your zone.
Wow. Huh. That is a very unusual call.
Man,
3-1.
it's not the situation to be doing that in.
Not at all. Home plate umpire Corey Blazer. And now outside, so that will walk in the run. And that was a closer looking pitch than the one before. RBI walk for Dexter Fowler. Scoring is L.J. Hose, and the Astros have taken the lead here in the 9th and trying to add to it. Chris Carter's spot coming to the plate. Jonathan Villar has a bat. And now Kurt Young, the pitching coach, once again out to the mound.
Have you ever seen an inning like this?
Never. Well, you know
Four
what?
walks, an intentional walk.
There was an inning just
5?
recently by Tony Sipp where he came on and with no intentional walk walked 4.
Huh.
That was over just that most recent homestand.
Sorry I missed that.
Yeah, that was.
This is the first one for me.
That was one of those games where, in this case, it was Tony Sipp just completely lost any idea of the strike zone.
VR.
So Jonathan VR now grabs a bat. This is the DH role. Carter went 1 for 3 with a walk. He had a double, his 20th on the year. And now 1-0 the count.
My goodness, what is going on? Some of the more impressive ball throwing than I've ever seen.
You know, I'd made a couple of comments earlier in the game that maybe the A's, with some of the things that have gone on today, can feel like, you know, maybe it's destiny that we get into the postseason. But then comes this kind of an inning. For the Astros, don't know that there's any destiny here, but sure would feel good to pick up another W. Ball and a strike.
That would be stealing a victory.
It would that. Kevin Schreiber, right-hander, loosening in the pen for the Oakland A's, but the damage has been done. Two and one. VR's on that home run side of the plate. Big swing right here could mean a lot for the Houston cause. Three and one. Giovanni Soto goes out to the mound. He's been out there this inning.
What are you saying? if you're Giovanni Soto, what are you saying?
You know, I've literally had pitchers,
because you've been there,
that have said before you ever get there, yeah, I know I need to throw a strike, because so many guys will go out there and say, come on, throw strikes. Yeah, I get that. Problem is I can't figure out how to do that. Bob Melvin is kind of in that manager's pace. Can't overreact.
go out there and give him information like you would give Root Baker in Major League 2.
There's a strike. That sounds as good as anything I can think of.
Completely off or something and just have him pump a strike in there. Whatever it was, it worked for that pitch. We'll see if he can do it again.
You're the analyst. Give us something extremely good.
Good, but I don't want to divulge all my information.
3-2. That means the runner's in motion as VR fouls it back.
Can you imagine if VR gets a hold of one right here?
VR hitting just 201. Once again, we'll do it. Full count. Runners in motion. And the pitch hitting the air down the right field side. May be playable. And making the nice play is Craig Gentry, and that'll do it. But the Astros get 2 runs in the 9th inning and take the lead here in Oakland. 4-3 Houston. Top of the Oakland A's here in the 9th inning. We go to the bottom of the frame, and Tony Sipp comes on to work it. The Oakland A's have had some pretty strong late inning success against the Astros this year.
Yeah, and the only reason we're putting this graphic up here is trying to buck the trend, to reverse the curse, whatever you want to call it. Try and stop that trend of losing games late going into the 9th inning. You can see those aren't good numbers. And those are big numbers, too. Scoring 7, scoring 6 in the 9th inning. And we've got some defensive changes. Matt Dominguez moving into third. Marwin Gonzalez goes from third to short. Tony Sipp is going to take over on the mound. Pitched pretty well in that first game of this series, getting the save in that game. And here he comes in looking to do the same thing. Great numbers.
Yeah, terrific numbers for Tony.
Shortstop, number 30. Now playing third base, number 30, Matt Dominguez.
Yeah, the Oakland bullpen, in particular, Ryan Cook came on to shut things down in the 9th inning. The A's had the lead, but Cook couldn't find the strike zone. Now you hope that it goes the other way for Tony Sipp as the A's go to their bench. We'll bring on the right-hand bat, switch hitter Alberto Callaspo. He'll bat for Andy Perino here in the 9 spot. Followed by the top of the order, Coco Crisp and Craig Gentry. We'll see if Tony can find the strike zone. And the first pitch fouled back. Callaspo's year has turned into a bit of a struggle, hitting .230.
Saw Chad Qualls come in that game yesterday, give up the game-winning hit. Tonight it's Tony Sipp's opportunity, and he's going to be facing right-handed hitters the rest of the way. Thought that quote from Tom Lawless, I believe it was the first game of this series. He doesn't believe in those matchups. He believes big league pitchers should be able to go out there and get 3 outs.
That's a very different theory than the Astros have played under last year and the earlier part of this season, where we saw a lot of those matchup setups where you see guys come in to face one hitter. Keuchel, Veras, and now Sipp for Houston. Astros trying to win their 8th of 19 against the Oakland A's.
Don't forget, you got that flamethrower Mike Fultonevich down there too.
Josh Fields getting loose in the pen.
Josh Fields, an electric arm, and those guys are pretty well rested. Just in case.
1-2 the count on Callaspo.
Fields last pitched on the 2nd. Fultonevich last pitched in August.
In August?
Yep. 2 innings against the Rangers, went 1 inning. Gave up 1 hit.
Strike 3 called. Caught looking Callaspo to start the inning. Tony Sipp, unlike the A's bullpen, comes in and gets his first man. That's 3 consecutive outs recorded by Houston pitching via the strikeout. 7 strikeouts overall for the Astros staff. And now the top of the order with Coco Crisp. 3 for 4 on his strong day. Infield drawn in on the corners. And strike 1 called on the outside corner. With the 3 hits, Crisp hitting .261 on the year. Big ball game, no doubt, for the Oakland A's, as this one is just under the knees. But you get the sense that it means every bit as much to the Astros.
Well, we had questions about how they were going to bounce back after a tough loss yesterday. This is a pretty good answer to that question.
Foul tip has the count at 1-2. Yeah, this got a chance of being a pleasant flight up to Seattle. Sip with the 1-2. Got him. Back-to-back strikeouts to start the bottom of the 9th inning. And Tony Sip 1 out away.
That's just excellent location on the fastball for me. It didn't look like Coco Crisp was behind it at all, or unprepared to make a pass at that, but just a great location.
There's your American League wild card standings. The A's are leading. They've got a, I don't know if that's a comfy lead or not, but you know, Bob Melvin and company are trying to grind out every W they can get. But this one is 1 out away from turning into an L for the A's. Greg Gentry at the plate. 0 for 3 with a sacrifice. Again, that infield drawn in on the corners. And again, Sip gets in front.
How pretty is that?
Very nice.
I love that Jason Castro isn't deviating from it. He knows he's got a good feel for that outside corner now. He just, hey, hit my glove, go for it.
Sometimes a guy will just slot in on one of the corners, and it looks like that's the case for Sip.
Looks like Castro may have called it again.
Ball and a strike.
Tony is so animated out there.
He is.
Throws a ball and he's getting mad at himself.
And he'll rub up the baseball with the best of them. And that's become a little bit of a lost art.
On the mound or in the clubhouse? Because there's there's bullpen catchers that take great pride in how they get the they get the mud just right on those baseballs.
Yeah. Where's Stretch Suba when you need him?
I know what you mean by lost art.
I'm glad you do.
Wasn't going to let that get by.
1-2 the count. Tony Sip trying to polish this thing off. The Astros have been out hit on the afternoon 10-6. But they lead it 4-3. A 1-2 count on Gentry. Dallas Keuchel had a chance of taking the loss. Now it's a no decision for Dallas, but he'll take it. The 1-2 just away. Are you aware that the Astros have a 9-game lead over the Texas Rangers?
I am now. I know they got that big old silver boot too up there at Union Station.
They're going to hang on to that, and they hope to hang on for some years to come. The 2-2 from Sip. Again outside, so 3-2. Not a guy you want to walk. Josh Donaldson waits on deck.
You know, you talked about Boston Red Sox and their fall from grace after winning a world championship. How about the Rangers? I mean, obviously for different reasons. The injuries just were insurmountable for them to come back from.
When they got Prince Fielder in the offseason, didn't you think that they were the team to beat?
I wanted to see Prince Fielder healthy and hitting in that ballpark for all season, yeah.
And now the 3-2 from Sip. Just down and away. A 2-out walk after getting the count to a ball and 2 strikes. So Gentry's aboard with speed. Josh Donaldson comes to the plate, the big RBI man.
It's a great pitch. That was a lot closer than the strike that was called on Dexter Fowler in the previous inning.
Yeah, I'm with you on that one.
But a pitcher's pitch nonetheless. We know Sip wanted it.
And now, coming out to the mound, is the skip, Tom Lawless. He has not made his indication as to what he wants to do, and it's a slow stroll toward the mound. And a long one. Just now approaching the hill. And he'll grab the baseball. He is pointed for Josh Fields to come on in. So Fields will work it to the right-handed bat of Josh Donaldson when we return.
Number 35, Josh Fields.
Trying to finish this one up here. 4-3 lead over the A's. And we asked you a Twitter question earlier. How soon do you think Altuve gets to the 200 hit mark? You responded. Metella64 said Altuve will do it tomorrow against King Felix. He got 3 hits versus Felix in Seattle. In May, I'll have front row tickets. We'll see you there. Also, JD White Mamba. Based on how Altuve's been playing all year, I'd say he gets 200 hits tomorrow. You can't stop him, guys.
Thanks, Julia. And that would be nice. But of larger import right now is this W, as Josh Fields' first pitch right at the knees for a strike.
It's a good sign. A little more aggressive in the zone than some of the A's relievers we've seen.
So Josh Fields gets a chance to pick up a save here. And that would go a long ways. Donaldson about 42 points better against left-hand pitching than right. And now down in the count, 0-2.
97?
Wow. That closer's role suit Fields well?
All they care about is today.
It's true. Down to a strike again. Gentry aboard. I'd be surprised if he's not running. There he goes. Strike 3 call. That'll do it. Fields comes in, strikes out Donaldson on 3 pitches, and the Astros take 2 of 3 from the Oakland A's. And that brings a world of hurt in for the A's and their fans. But the Astros can leave town with their heads held high and having a lot of fun as they head on to Seattle. For the Astros, their 63rd win of the year, and that is a very nice one. 3 hours and 15 minutes as the Astros lock it up here after picking up a couple of runs in the 9th inning to take that lead.